3, 2, 1.
Woo! 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 Oh, show!
Oh, Titus
my
O'Neil.
God, you can table and the computer just shook. It is, no one was mad that you cut the whole... You can go anywhere. What the do I do with that?
Yeah, and the Macho Madness and the Hulkamania.
On top of that, you're the best wrestler of all time. So I absolutely adore you.
For being the cream of the crop, yeah.
Let's go!
Fucking idiot, you have no idea what you're fucking talking about. God. They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5. You fucking suckers! Is that the end of it? Or
Every pixel of the game engine into the face. Can't say
that Dallas.
Stupid.
What did you know when that's like part of my Christmas.
Hey, welcome back to the Break Room Podcast. We're joined by Joe, Vin, and Chris.
Yeah.
And myself, Rob.
How you doing?
And we are back, baby. And we got some exciting stuff. First and foremost, I wanted to open the show by saying happy birthday to Vin. Vin's birthday is going to be on the 3rd, but he's not going to be here for the next episode. He's going to be away on vacation, so that's why we
Where you
got
going,
a little, get a little action.
Miami.
Party in the city where the heat is on all night and the beach to the break of dawn. That's going to Miami in Benito. I'm Miami.
So we got him a Jordan Love
gonna be
action
a Bad
figure
Bunny
from the
fest.
Green Bay Packers. So that's
Hey, you want to show that?
he's rocking that. Why don't you show that off, Vin?
Jesus.
You know who else
Jumping right
has
into this shit.
birthday the same day as Vin?
What's that?
Lance Storm.
What the fuck is that?
It's just no one knows what you're talking about.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking useless information.
Just saying.
Information
baby.
useless.
Thanks, guys.
Super
Fun
highway.
fact.
Hey.
Oh wow, that's not Aaron Rodgers. Look at that.
Yes.
Is he retiring
taking
this
a
year,
year off,
or
apparently.
is he gonna go with the Steelers?
Taking a year off.
year
I don't know what
off.
the Fuck that shit.
You're
means.
off.
Should've
That's how many
Darkness
years
retreat
left.
for a year.
Jordan Love. Now we just need a Super Bowl, and this will really matter.
It's gonna happen. I mean, it's the Packers, dude.
Listen,
They're not the
keep
Jets.
the rhythm.
They're not the
Packing, man.
Dolphins.
You guys are fucked.
They're not the Bills.
The Bills are cursed. They have to be cursed. It's the
I
only-
watched
it's
that
the only
documentary
explanation.
recently too on Netflix. The 4 losses in the Super Bowl in a row.
That would kill me. I'd
brutal.
die inside. I think I'd be dead.
It's brutal. I remember that as a kid. It was horrible.
It's
I
a
would,
sin.
if that was
They
my
had a
team
fucking crazy team though.
for the Packers,
Jim Kelly,
yeah, he was a god.
Bruce Smith. It was an insane team.
O.J. Simpson? No, it
No,
wasn't.
no,
I know. We O.J. name dropped in the first couple
OJ.
minutes here.
not the juice.
No, I
No,
can't wait for football. I
yeah.
can't fucking wait. Now I'm starting to get
baseball
on the
season
other
just started,
side. Yeah, no, I want to go to. I got to go to Yankee. We should go to a fucking Mets game.
Go to the Mets game.
We could afford it. The fucking the
$20 tickets.
Stanton.
It's a nice stadium, but I don't know.
Stanton,
Baseball, in my
Juan
older
Soto?
years, I
Soto.
feel like it's like watching grass grow with people in the way.
But it's
shit,
nice
yeah.
because you can kind of casually
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
and
we're
do other
bullshitting.
shit, hang out,
Shea
drink.
Stadium
and,
has
you know.
phenomenal food.
Food, and you could see the game from everywhere.
Yeah,
You could
phenomenal
go
food.
Grab some fucking food.
I
and
said
watch.
Shea Stadium. That's how
Yeah,
fucking
City
old I
Field.
am. Sorry.
I haven't been to City Field since I was dressed like Sergeant Slaughter throwing shirts into the crowd that time.
wow.
For the, they were advertising Eternal Con at the time. I think it was like 2014, 15, something like that. It was a long time ago.
Actually,
Bobby
I just
Abreu
saw,
like my Sergeant Slaughter costume.
I just saw the picture of Austin getting gifted the Mets jersey with 316 on the back.
Hell yeah, kid. That's
yeah,
in
what?
Stage Stadium. What?
What?
2 solid ass cats, Macho Pancho. What?
Just thank God there's like real sports back.
Speaking of
'cause
solid
basketball's
ass cats, on the table here we've got
Thunder.
we got a new
Thunder.
What's in the box?
Good
Oh,
segue.
God.
Good segue.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Thunder, 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 cats.
So this is the Super 7 LED light Lion-O. So this is actually more accurate to the original figure.
I really want
because the
that.
original figure actually had light up eyes, as did Mumra. Mumra. And this is one beefy ass figure.
I didn't know you were into Thundercats.
I watched them when I was a
Thunder.
kid. They were on.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic that they got called by a big laser beam in the sky. So it's like, you know, lasers, cats.
Thunder. Thunder.
Thunder.
Thundercats.
Thundercats. Oh! I'm actually Facebook friends with Larry Kenny, the voice of Lion-O.
Wow.
So he's a really nice guy. But what do you think? You think I should open these on the show?
You're gonna open them?
I think it's a little treat.
sick
to do
man.
that.
That'll take a while.
I know, it'll take
Take a
little
while.
bit,
Let them
but
let them get the ASMR. What the fuck is that thing?
It's Mumra.
Oh, like I don't know what that is.
Mumra's the main bad guy in the
It looks like a
Thundercats.
Hindu god.
Nah, he's more like
Egyptian.
Egyptian. You know, there he is.
Sounds Egyptian.
Right there.
Amun-Ra. Mun-Ra.
And then there's Lionel. Lionel!
There's a good scale of that.
And you can
too.
see the size difference between them. I mean, he's a really big figure.
It's like me standing next to Chris.
Oh, my God. There it is. There it is. First jab of the night right there.
It's all right.
The sacrificial Chris.
Chris will get his punches.
Chris on the cross.
Chris on the
Chris on the cross.
Chris on the crucifix.
You
Crucifix
can't even
Chris.
see the Legion of Doom. You put them out of fucking frame. Now.
Because this motherfucker's goddamn always kneeing me in the goddamn
Big a
neck.
gap
Yeah,
between
yeah,
them. The
it's
Michael
pretty
Oh,
Strahan
you!
teeth.
He's
What are
getting
you
kneed in the
doing?
neck
Yeah,
by
make
a
me put
fucking
Jordan Love
pillow.
there now.
Fucking there he
Oh,
is.
he's all crooked and shit.
Yeah, well, you know,
See what you
He's
did.
even
Now
more
it's all,
crooked.
now it looks
it's
like
all
shit.
inverted, dude.
Looks
I
like
can't
he's
see-
looking the back of your head.
He's
now.
behind me.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want
Now,
from
Vin,
me?
you gotta
What
move
do you want from me?
yours. 'cause
One
it
dog
doesn't
goes
look
one
right.
way. The other dog goes the other way.
This is how
This is
we.
what we do.
This is it. This is a live
We're
show,
building the
guys.
plane as we fly. We're gonna build the plane as we fly.
We're gonna take the
Fucking-
plane
we're
with
gonna
one
do it in
wing in
post.
the air. We're gonna take a wing.
Yeah, there's
and
another
we're
one.
gonna do it in post. Just edit it in. Just edit it right in.
Just gonna do it in post.
Rob, are you picking up any other characters in this line?
No,
you got
I wanted to
Panthro?
limit it. I just
Tigra?
as far
No.
as the Thundercats go. I mean, they're making everybody, but I'm only getting these two. I skipped the original releases of them when they came out with the LED eyes. I was like, all right. So now they're more toy accurate to the original release. I had to scoop these. I mean, they make everybody. They make Panthro. They make Tigra. They make the Snarf.
Chitara.
Can I ask you a question?
Chitara.
Did you buy two?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank God.
I would say in the 80s, Lion-O is on the...
$55 a pop. I'm only getting one.
Sheesh.
Oh my God.
I'd say Lion-O's in the Mount Rushmore of like greatest cartoon heroes from like the 80s.
Yeah, it's like
Definitely
it's like
Sword
Optimus
Builders.
Prime.
Optimus Prime,
He-Man.
He-Man, Lion-O,
That's what I know.
and then
Duke.
I guess
what
Duke
I
or Sergeant Slaughter, really.
Dungeon
Sergeant
wants to
wasn't
know
a leader of the Joes. He was a trainer of the
Yeah, but he
Joes.
was the best Joe.
from the
He's the
Dungeon
best
wants to
Joe,
know,
yes.
Rob. Are you gonna get the Thunder Tank?
No. That thing is fucking nuts. It's like $550 or something more, maybe.
Or even
more.
the
Rubs.
fucking
And
the
they make
base.
the
I don't know what you're
fucking
talking about.
castle.
They make
too
the base
now.
too.
Rob's crowdfunding. You know, you could tip him on YouTube and he'll buy
I mean,
it.
if you give me the money, I'll buy it. Sure. You know?
Give me the money, Lebowski.
But you're gonna have to give me money for a bigger fucking house first, because no matter how many things I own, it's they're just gonna end up in the warehouse of my attic. You know, it's
There's the Thunder Tank.
Thunder
I
Tank.
gotta see
is-
this thing. Let's see this bad
Yeah,
boy.
that thing is
Thunder.
The hell is this?
Which one's the new one? Is there a
Thunder
new
Tank.
one?
Wow, they got like a
Jesus.
Power Wheel size one.
Box, black box. Nope, down.
This one here.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one.
Shit.
Thundercat Super 7 Thunder Tank. There it is.
They want
Yeah, that's it. That thing is $450.
2022 it came out.
But that's the retail, so they're reselling for more than
Oh,
that.
it's probably $1,000.
And I actually did see that in person. They had that on display at New York Comic Con when the year it came out, and
Super 7, man, they really do justice to like all these lines.
them and Mondo. Are probably the
Mondo's
best two.
good too.
well, Mondo. The difference between these and Mondo is on the 12-inch scale. These are on the 7-inch scale.
Oh, I didn't know those were gigantic.
Yeah, those are gigantic figures.
Oh, my
those are
God.
12-inch figures.
So
Yeah.
tempted to buy the Wolverines.
Hey, you guys!
Wolverine
fuck is that?
is definitely one of
Come
the
on,
more
tell me that guy
impressive
doesn't
figures
look like
from there.
Baby Root.
Baby Ruth.
I mean, they made He-Man and Skeletor and all those guys. They made Scareglow with this fucking glowing horse. I mean, there was like all kinds of crazy shit they've come out with Mondo, but I haven't been able to afford a single one of them.
Shit.
They're $250 a pop.
That's too much.
God.
A pop.
But
Somehow
Will
he'll
they-
justify it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
will they
$250 is too much money.
gain value? Are they actually limited release? Are they like, do they?
They have made limited release ones. In fact, friend of the show, Joe Prano, just sent me a picture. There's like concept out for a new mold of He-Man, so they'll probably be coming out with alternate versions. I think this one's going to be
just-
based on the 2000 series, not so much the original.
These companies are going to milk every penny out of
Every
this
penny,
generation.
every penny. I mean, they're even with the classics, the origins or whatever that they're calling them. It's like on the same scale as the original figures and the same packages. Like,
Yeah.
even I bailed out.
God,
And you know, that's
can't-
like,
yeah, you can't.
you know, it's
Yeah,
bad when
I-
I bailed out.
I haven't seen your full collection in probably like 2 years because we probably
I haven't seen my full collection ever because I've been boxing it and amassing it for fucking years. I have shit in this box and that box. If I ever laid it all out, I could probably cover the fucking walls.
I almost feel slightly partly responsible for his re-addiction to toy crack. Since we started this podcast several years ago, he was on quite a bit of a, I guess, hiatus from buying
I
toys.
finally stopped buying toys, and then
I don't know if that's actually true. I feel like that's revisionist history.
The drug addiction came
I think
back.
that he was still buying toys.
I really wasn't. No, for a while I was not.
a lot of toys up
month
there.
I had finally got myself out of credit card debt and paid everything off.
Slide that down a little bit, just because it looks like you're talking from behind a wall there. You look like the neighbor from fucking whatever that Tim
Home
Allen show.
Improvement?
Yeah, whatever.
We could drop them off the table.
There you
Everybody
go.
got the.
See, they're laying down now. They're tired. It's a cat nap.
Lay down your.
I still want to get your whole collection out one day and just video the whole thing and just.
So we'll be able to fit it in any single
document
room
it.
in this house.
Be a never-ending video.
He needs his own
Well,
store.
we
I would
would.
have
I
to
figured
have-
we would empty the garage. You know, we get your car out of there. Just start bringing down boxes.
There's no way.
It would take days to get it all out of
It would
there.
take days just to show off what he has in his.
I
like,
wouldn't
not
even be
in
able
the
to
attic.
take it out. It would just be stacked up in the fucking garage. Like it would just. I have so much shit. It's
So
I don't even know what to do anymore. I can't even get to shit that I know I own.
Sell it.
Like I don't know where some of my shit is.
Sell it and go on vacation.
if you had some downtime, maybe just start
It's like
indexing.
the 40-year-old virgin.
Categorize.
that sold
Oh,
it
that's
all
true.
and-
It's worse than that because
It's
like
just so.
at least he had his shit out.
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
can see it.
cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
My stuff is like. It's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the only way I could describe it. It's a fucking endless warehouse of unmarked boxes filled with treasures.
The
You'll
mausoleum.
never see again.
Speaking of that, did you see the CIA document that came out where they confirmed
With the Ark of the
that
Covenant.
the Ark of the Covenant?
But that it also said that that was not like a reliable way of it's not like
Listen, they told us how
I
JFK
saw
got
the
murdered.
CIA document
It was covered up by
shows
Top.
that
then.
they covered up the fucking JFK assassination
Yep.
from those JFK files.
So there's a lot of shit floating.
been
Anyway,
saying that
Ark of the
for
Covenant, real
years.
thing. That's just you said Indiana Jones. And I was like, oh,
Held the stone tablets that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai.
Grassy knoll.
about to
Just
ask
saying.
if anybody knew what was actually in
from
there.
Moses to Sandy Koufax, 10,000 years.
That's what it was meant to be. And then whoever carried the
Just
Ten
stop being
Commandments, in the Ark of the Covenant, would have an unstoppable army. That was like the whole thing. They'd have the power of God on their side.
God.
So who has it now?
It's lost to time.
Mm.
I mean, they speculate where it could have been taken. I mean, it's been countless invasions and shit.
Not
And
Napoleon.
You
like
gotta also
Napoleon.
realize
Napoleon.
that the Library of Alexandria or whatever was like burned or whatever the hell it was. So
Yes.
we lost a lot of knowledge, ancient knowledge.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway because we're doomed to repeat everything we've already ever done.
Yeah, we got plenty of knowledge right now, and nobody fucking reads or cares anyway.
Alexandretta, of course, on the road from Eastern Empire. You did it, Junior.
No, you did it, Dad.
Got a bunch of people in the house. We
Oh.
got Brett with 2 T's, Brett Alt,
We are
The
getting
Hitman Alt, he's here.
Bizarro Brett, we'll call him.
Bizarro Brett.
We have From the Dungeon, Little Joe, Hells.
Actually, Bret Hart's the only Bret I know that has one T.
Yeah,
Most Brets are double T's.
yeah.
Brett Favre,
Brett Favre.
Favre.
Speaking of Brett, though,
Well,
Go right
this
into
brings us to our one of our oldest segments, and what's old is new again. I called it, right? Is that what we want to call the segment, Joe?
I mean, I
This is
did call
Called it.
The whole show
Called
could
it.
be called I
did
called.
call it.
called it.
But hold on.
Let him
Last
I am-
last week's episode, this was something that we discussed, and Joe passionately, stated his opinion, and now his opinion has been codified in time and history, or will be, I guess, during
I
the
am
Hall
the
of
main
Fame.
event messiah. I am the prophet of professional wrestling. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I spoke it into existence last week by letting you know that it's something that I felt, since its 28-year history, that Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest professional wrestling match of all time. And lo and behold, 1 week later, the WWE comes out and announces that the first ever match in the history of WrestleMania that is going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame is Bret Hart versus Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13. So this year in Las Vegas, both Bret Hart and Stone Cold will be at the Hall of Fame ceremony Friday, April 18th in Las Vegas to accept the award for the first ever match to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, their submission match at WrestleMania 13. And I fucking called it last week. And out of all the matches that they could have picked first, they could have picked, Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Shawn Michaels versus Razor, Bret Hart versus Owen, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. They could have put Macho Man versus Hogan, but they picked this match because they listened to this podcast.
Do you think?
You're damn right, dude.
So if you called number one, what do you think the next match will be? Do you think they'll go with Macho Man, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
I was shocked. I thought Vin was like fucking with me when he texted me this morning, and he showed me that they're actually putting this match into the Hall of Fame. I had no idea. So I think that's a great topic. I think that's something that should be in the Hall of Fame because there's countless memorable matches, whether it's WrestleMania or not. And I guess you would almost want to do a WrestleMania Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame takes place on the weekend of WrestleMania. So Savage Steamboat definitely is more than deserving of a Hall of Fame nomination. It's been listed as one of the greatest matches of all time. At that time in 1987, it withheld like the number one ranking match for like 15 years on Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Whenever they would do their top 100 matches of like the decade, it was like undefeated until like I think it was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels Iron Man match in '96 overtook it. But that's another one that could possibly be on the list.
It'd be interesting if they limit it only to WrestleMania because you obviously got to think about Taker and
Foley and Hell in the
Foley
Cell.
and Hell in the Cell.
So that's what Hell's just said, and that was my vote.
It didn't seem to be WrestleMania specific for
I
this.
think
Is
it
the
is.
first
I
time
think it
ever.
is WrestleMania specific.
I don't think.
Oh,
it's
these are
gonna
Hall
be
of Fame matches. They're saying
WrestleMania Hall of Fame matches.
I didn't see that. Did that what it said?
I think that's what it
I
said.
missed that.
But on the note of Mankind, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, I just watched the latest episode of The Dark Side of Wrestling, which the
Dark
episode
Side of the Ring.
The Dark Side of the Ring, from Vice, and the latest episode is the Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell match. So there's a lot of good behind the scenes stuff that I didn't even know about, and I knew a lot about this match, like through listening to it throughout the years. But that's a really good documentary. Dark Side of the Ring's latest episode, Hell in a Cell from the King of the Ring '98, Undertaker, Mankind, the craziest fucking match I think I've ever seen in my life. Just because of the fact that they start the match on top of the cell, and within 30 seconds, Mick Foley fucking falls off the top of the cell and gets thrown to the Spanish announce table. And then like 3 minutes later, he climbs back up and he gets thrown through the fucking cell.
Yeah.
Just insane match. Like he was legitimately out cold after he threw him through the cell.
The fucking chair fell on his face and broke his tooth into his nose. And then JR is like, and he's smiling.
No, he's
smiling.
He swallowed his tooth, and it blew out through his nose.
Yeah, there you go. And then JR is saying he's smiling, and it's like, no, he's like,
He's trying to gum his.
he's like, yeah, he's got the blood dripping.
He was trying to put his tongue through the hole in his lip.
Yeah.
Is the way Mick Foley words it. He's like, I think this will create a good visual if I try to put my tongue through the hole that's now in my mouth.
I actually went to Foley's one-man show, and he actually talked about the whole match.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really, really a great experience.
You'll never see anything like that ever again. They'll never let anybody do anything remotely close to that.
He very much could have died like multiple times during that match. So
Falling from that height.
match took years.
And the
off
commentary was some of the best commentary.
Good God Almighty! He killed him. As God is my witness, he is broken in half. That's it. He's dead.
That's it. He's dead. Rob, give us some JR.
Good God Almighty, kill him! Now, I think that AEW is AEW that's trying to like fucking top it with like bullshit that the guy just got powerbombed onto some spike club.
He was
And it got
Edge
stuck to his
backdrop
back.
John Moxley
Saw
onto
that.
a nailed bat, and then the nails stuck
That was-
into
that
his
was pretty
skin
brutal.
and like
That's too much, though.
That's like
I don't want to look at that. It's
Well,
like
it's a matter of are you like
It was
into
horrible,
snuff films?
though.
Or are you
It was
into like
terrible.
Like you could see his skin stretching as they're trying to pull it out of him, and it was.
I like a little bit of hardcore, but that's like a snuff film. I don't
There's-
like watching torture porn.
There's
Like, what
levels
the
to
fuck?
hardcore. Like even in the stuff that
ugly.
Foley would do with Terry Funk in Japan when they would do the King of the Death match, and he would throw himself on barbed wire. He would throw himself through glass, and just like C4 explosions.
He bleeds all the time.
It was. It's not wrestling to me. I'm sorry. It's not
That's
wrestling.
fair.
To
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna like try to be, you know, turn my nose up at it, but I mean, like, I don't.
Even Randy Orton
need
with
to
the
see
tax
that
was
shit.
a lot,
This is
you
coming
know?
from someone who spent majority of my young adult life at an ECW show. I've gone to every single ECW show in the Elks Lodge in Queens Boulevard. So every show that they ran in New York, I was at that show. I was at the last 4 pay-per-views at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I was at Guilty as Charged 2001, which is the last true original ECW pay-per-view. I was at the Massacre on 34th Street, the pay-per-view before that, and then the 2 one-night stands when WWE bought ECW, and they kind of brought ECW into the world after the ECW One Night Stand documentary DVD that came out, and then they did the 2 pay-per-views, which were phenomenal pay-per-views, and I was front row for both of them. I got the chairs to take home with me. So this is coming from a diehard ECW fan. There's a level of hardcore where it's just too gratuitous and it's just too over the top, where it's just like, that's just not, there's no need for that.
But they also have employed like syringes, like where he's stabbing them with a fucking syringe in the mouth. That happened a couple of months ago. And then they were doing another thing where he was putting a plastic bag over Brian Danielson's face. And the thing that was so stupid about it was Danielson was like, I'm choking. Just rip the fucking bag open. It's a thin little plastic bag. And he's like,
He's
it just
selling it.
but it's stupid.
Well, I know,
You have to make it believable. Like any person with a lick of sense, if his arms are free, it wasn't even like his arms were tied back. He was just flailing his arms while a bag's over his head. It's
There's
like,
a
dude,
lot of
rip
pro
it.
wrestling moves that just don't make sense, that are just stupid.
Yeah.
The one I hate the most, and like everybody does this, is when you have like a brawl, right? And you have like all the locker room spills out and they're trying to do a pull apart, and then the locker room's outside on the floor, and then the other guy goes on the top ropes and he jumps onto a pile of 8 guys who are on the
knocks them all
floor,
over.
and then they all fall down like bowling pins. That would not happen. That's what the fuck is that?
It'd be like Rocky,
Not
catch me, catch me.
You were onto something though, Rob, where what are some other runner-ups maybe for next year? So we have Undertaker and Foley in a Hell in a Cell. I would throw into
But
there.
if it's WrestleMania matches, that's not.
I don't think it's WrestleMania matches.
Oh, it
and
is. It
fuck
says
it. For our sake
No,
and
it's
purposes.
not. I just I pulled it up. It says
it's too soon to tell. They're not gonna have enough WrestleMania matches ultimately. I mean, they could always do
sure
something.
a lot
but
of them will be chosen. Immortal Moment.
Immortal Moment. So there you go.
Okay,
so
well, I mean,
my vote for what I think, and it's not my opinion. Like I don't think it's the best. I'm sure at some point we'll talk about Hulk Hogan later, but I'm sure at some point they'll try to immortalize Rock and Hogan, or Hogan and Andre.
Hogan and Andre probably before Rock and Hogan.
But that also wasn't a great match, like all things considered. But the moment was great, and the notoriety,
it was
or
the
whatever you want to
build-up
call
more
it.
than anything. You know, it was,
Telling you,
a
something
story.
weird is happening, because the fact that we're talking about this now, and it's not a direct WrestleMania match that they pulled from, and they pulled that specific match after we just talked about it last week. I just have weird, like, sometimes I get like weird intuitions and foreshadowing and foresighting, and I just get like these feelings where I can predict certain things. Like I was always able to predict the finishes, even as a kid, of pro wrestling matches. So I don't know. I just have this weird feeling right now. I just want to throw it out in the ether. But your pick would be Rock Hogan.
No, my pick, and it's more personal pick for me. I always loved Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in the Hell in a Cell. It's one of my favorite matches. And that was actually
Kane.
that was the debut of Kane. And Kane, like I just remember as a kid being awestruck and like, and then when you saw Undertaker's face and he was afraid of Kane.
As soon as
like,
I saw Kane walk out, I was like, "Oh, that's Jerry Lawler's dentist."
yeah, Dr. Isaac Yankem. Well, you didn't necessarely know. I remember doing a book report
I knew it
in like second grade.
His
and
arm was out because he had the same muscle, like shape as Isaac Yankem.
Which, I mean, Kane was freaking yoked too, man. Back in the
yeah.
day, he was jacked.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be, I think, my personal favorite. What's that?
Put it
SmackDown?
back. Yeah,
Yeah, the only challenge is that throws off when we try to record.
So yeah, I think that's a great choice. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. I think that's the one that, sparked the Hell in a Cell with Mankind, Undertaker. But you would take that match, Vin, as your pick, Mankind, Undertaker.
Yeah, of matches I've seen, I feel like they would probably also throw in stuff like Yokozuna, Undertaker, or
Casket match.
Yeah, just because of Yokozuna eventually will get one.
I think another big one was when Kurt Angle won the belt off of Austin right after 9/11. That was a big moment. When Kurt won, he was the good guy. Stone Cold was the bad guy. It was a feel-good moment at the time.
Talking about the greatest matches of all time. That's not one of them.
It's a great match.
A good moment.
Or another one of my favorite, in my opinion, greatest matches of all time. Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon. Fucking crazy match,
Shane
dude.
goes off the top.
Historic.
King of the Ring.
Historic. King of the Ring. He goes through the glass. That scene of him getting thrown through the glass.
Do it twice. Do it again.
Failing to go through the glass. Dropping on his head on concrete.
You know what Shane said to Kurt after he threw him through the suplex and it didn't break?
He called him a bitch or something, right? He's like, fucking go ahead, you pussy.
You gold medal pussy. You can't throw me through this glass.
Yeah.
And he picked him up and he threw him through the glass.
Yeah. Well, eventually he just chucked him through it because he wasn't going to be able to.
No, he suplexed him through it.
He suplexed him through it the first time, and then the second time he wouldn't go through, so he just chucked him through it.
Because it was supposed to be plate glass, like sugar glass, and it was actually like
acrylic.
He took a beating in that match. That's
both
a great
of them
match.
did. I think Kurt Angle broke his tailbone in that match.
Yeah, that's a great match.
Classic. And then that's the one where did he fall off something too in that
Shane
match?
off the Triton.
He didn't fall anything off.
No, but he jumped through the Spanish.
He fell off the thing in a match with Steve Blackman.
Yeah, he hit him with the kendo stick.
And then there's another match I think where he's going against Big Show and he jumped off of it onto Big Show.
Big Show, yeah.
Yeah. Shane did some crazy shit, but that's one of my favorite matches, Shane and Kurt Angle.
That was a great match.
Rob, you going Hogan Andre or Steamboat Savage? What do you like?
I mean, Steamboat Savage is the better match by far, but I feel like as far as iconic matches, when people talk about iconic matches, I mean they one of the most quotable things from the commentary was the day Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant was the day Hulkamania rocked the world. And they say that to this day. So
Silverdome, brother.
It's gonna be a little while till he's in the good graces.
You gotta give credit where credit's due. Feel how you feel about Hulk Hogan, but he was the face of the company in the 80s.
No, yeah, of course. I'm more so mean that just like 2 days ago, his wife came out, or his ex-wife came out with a pretty bad video, and then the daughter came out.
I need to hear this
with the response.
I never heard.
What do you mean, pretty bad video? What happened here?
So his wife put out a video. She's crying, or his ex-wife, I should say, Linda, who was, on Hogan Knows
Best. Divorced him and took half his money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also, that sounds like you don't think she's entitled to it. But I think that if you are, well, she was with him when he was nothing.
She get all the surgeries, brother.
Well, she was with him when he was nothing.
She takes the vitamins and
he was already WWE champion before he met her.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
He wasn't nothing. He was already.
I'm just saying,
All right, go ahead and continue. I want to hear this.
So she pretty much came out with a video. She's crying. She looks like shit. She said their family life is awful.
Okay.
The daughter, there's no contact with Brooke, who was a celebrity in her own right. And that, Hogan, she just mentioned how he was cheating on her and he's addicted to sex and he was banging Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. It was his friend's wife. And then,
that's been known for years.
She was just lamenting, pretty much saying this guy won $30 million in that Gawker lawsuit, which was him doing something fucked up to the family, and the whole family's in shambles is pretty much what she said. So then Brooke put out a statement, the daughter, and pretty much said, "I'm not going to say who did what. I'll leave that for you people to figure out. I really have been receding. She said she had to sacrifice kind of her professional career." And make herself smaller just to stay out of all of the bullshit that the controversies of the family over the years.
Yeah.
And she
her brother killed somebody driving a car.
Yeah. Right? Did he kill or did he just crash? Well, he paralyzed somebody.
I think the kid's dead.
No, he had paralysis or something. He's like a vegetable now.
Was he a DUI too?
He constantly gets DUIs. I think it was better, but then he got another one.
Well, I mean.
So there's a problem right there you could see. But then, so Brooke pretty much said there was abuse, and she pretty much said that,
Abuse where? Hogan abusing her?
she didn't directly say it because she said ultimately she still loves them and she's not trying to. She didn't even want to make a statement. It's only because of her mother making a video, but she pretty much said that there was physical, emotional, and mental abuse. She said and physical. So and she said and not necessarily from who you would think. So. She pretty much left it open-ended where it could be her mother or her father.
It's time for
or
Hulk
both.
to ride off in the sunset, take his...
Because let's face it,
money and just-
she's not talking to her mother. They're separated, so it's not like
She said she's not talking to either
her
one of
mother
them.
for her father's sake. You know what I mean? It's not like
What's weird is no matter who Hulk Hogan married, he had a couple of wives now, and they all look like his
3.
daughter
That's
or his
weird.
ex-wife. All of them.
The
Each
blonde.
Well, the
blonde
first
hair.
one would look like his daughter because it's her daughter.
It's not what I was getting at. Duh.
He's saying they all look the same.
They, all the
has a
wives,
type.
all the wives he's had after Linda look like Linda or Brooke.
Mm.
Just,
Yeah,
I don't know, weird,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. So it's
Brother. It's
definitely
got a
just
type,
not
brother.
good stuff
You're
that
gonna
you
have to
want.
Retire that wrestling buddy.
It's
son.
it's pro wrestling. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys were not there. They
No.
were not home.
Right.
The mom was the mom and the dad because the dad's on the road, 300 plus days a year. He comes in for, a
Christmas.
day or two, and then he has to pack his bags, go out again. Like, that was just the lifestyle that he had. And you're talking Hulk Hogan now, so Hulk Hogan needed to be not only at the matches, he needed to be in the media, he needed to be on Saturday Night's Main
Movies.
Event, movies, he needed to be everywhere. So that's definitely going to ruin a relationship. I mean, you don't see your girlfriend.
Sounds like it
for
went beyond that.
you can't be
though.
a professional wrestler.
I mean,
and
we
a
could
family
pull up her
person.
statement.
Listen, these people also like these guys aren't exactly coming from like great situations themselves.
it's-
They're all
It's rock stars, man. They're doing a lot
I
of
was gonna
coke
say
and steroids, and they're doing a lot of,
And they're on the
rockstar
road
carnies.
over
They're literally
300 days a
rockstar
year.
carnies.
it's not a healthy lifestyle.
No, and that's why they have what they have now, where this is like
Well, now
you
they're
get
on
take breaks and
guaranteed.
rotate. And,
Well, the other thing about back in the day is you didn't have a guaranteed contract,
right,
so you
you're working
worked
for every
injured.
show.
If you didn't wrestle, you didn't get paid.
Right.
So you wrestled injured all the time. So you're taking painkillers all the time. You're taking uppers, downers, screamers, laughers, half a pint of either, just to fucking stay up and get in the ring so you can actually make a living. Because if you didn't get in the ring, you didn't make a living. Now they're on guaranteed contracts, so they can take fucking 6 months off like these wrestlers do and still get be under contract. And they have all this, medical assistance available for them and things like that. They still don't have, health insurance, medical insurance. It's not like a full-time
Well, that's
job.
why they were trying to unionize.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hulk
you're
Hogan
paying out
was
of pocket.
still.
You're paying out of pocket for an
I mean,
ACL tear.
I don't care. I don't want to hear this
If-
drama.
I would just say read it. It's
All right,
interesting to hear what Brooke had to say because it
Hulk
was.
Hogan did not fucking hit his kid. Like
I
I'm sorry.
what I don't think that's beyond
Hulk Hogan
doubt.
did not hit Brooke. There's no.
Okay, but he would fuck his best friend's wife on recording
What does that have to do with physically abusing her?
because obviously he's not afraid to cross the line.
I think by saying
that's different
not
world,
who you
bro.
think it was, the mom is.
No,
more
no.
likely.
Read the fucking statement, and then it's very open ended. For it could
Where
be
did
either
she
one
make-
of them.
where did
She's
she
not
make-
talking to either one of her parents, and she also talks just
brother,
about the
right.
manipulation of Hulk. She pretty much implies that he would say that he's doing things for her, but ultimately he was just doing it for himself. Which
him.
I'm guessing she's talking about Hogan knows best and trying to push her career as a musician or whatever. She pretty much said that both of her parents are bad people, and that it's easier for her to have no contact than to be in contact, and it's more painful to be around them than it is to have no contact.
Imagine
pretty sad.
celebrities or
It
shitty
is sad.
people.
It is sad.
That's really
But I mean, it's.
I know these were heroes, and I know it's hard to like,
Reckon with.
accept that. Yeah, it's like tough. You for
It goes back
20,
to that
30
age-old
years. These guys
debate
were
of can you
colossal.
can you appreciate the art past the actions of the artist?
That's a good point.
A
That's a very good point.
lot of people still listen to Kanye music, even though Kanye West is a piece of shit.
here
You
we
know what I
go.
mean? It's,
You want to get Chris going? There you go. You hit
I
the
was saying
nail
I
on the
was
head.
I was at the fucking forefront of Kanye. I was on the forefront of Elon. It's not just the way that they behave; it's the way that people react to them.
I get it.
And you could just see it. And then when they were like becoming this weird like cult of personality type of thing, and then they just become a maniacal. And
Have you guys ever seen
Look in my eyes.
that band? Do you
Yeah.
know? Have you ever seen the band?
Living Color.
Living Color.
Yeah. I never knew. I really didn't know it was like a group of black guys. No offense. I just
What
just
Living
do you
color.
see?
when I visualized them singing, I just got
You imagine like a Pearl Jam type of guy or something, yeah.
And then I came across a post, and I was like, it said it. It was like
Living
Living Color,
Color.
and I was
Do
like,
I get to pick my match now?
Yes.
oh yeah. So,
You circle around for an hour and then
Help!
I finally get
oh,
to.
yeah, we can't not get distracted here.
Could have said something 2 hours ago.
Do you want me to pick a WrestleMania match or just
Just any match. You really limited. I mean, WrestleMania had a lot of good matches. We can keep saying WrestleMania
40
matches,
years of
but
WrestleMania?
still, there's a lot of matches that happened outside of WrestleMania. How about
right,
this? What outside of WrestleMania are one of the greatest matches of all time? It's got to be something SummerSlam or Survivor Series
Well, I
or
could
Royal
definitely-
Rumble.
I could definitely pick, but it's not going to go in the Hall of Fame because of the person that said one of the people who was involved in it.
Chris Benoit and
One of the greatest professional wrestling matches that I've seen that I would give a 5-star match to WWE wise in the WWE universe was a 2003 Royal Rumble match for the WWE title between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. That is a 5-star mat wrestling, chain wrestling clinic of a match. They'll never put that in the Hall of Fame because then you have to acknowledge Chris Benoit. So if I had to pick a different match aside from that, it's not WrestleMania related, but I would say Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ric Flair from Chicago when Ricky the Dragon finally wins the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. They wound up doing 2 more matches after that, so they had a trilogy of matches, which in the 80s they looked at Steamboat versus Flair as like the Star Wars trilogy of matches. So I would put the first Steamboat Flair match in the Hall of Fame. From 1989. That would be my pick.
Yeah, that is a good choice, and we do have some good comments if you want to read those, Vin,
Go
while I
for it.
pull this up. But one thing somebody mentioned, and I definitely, I think it might even be the next one. It'll be the next one once Edge is out of contract with
TLC?
AEW. The first ever TLC match.
Well, do you do WrestleMania 2000 or do you do the TLC match from WrestleMania 17?
Edge.
Did they
They did
both
it
have
off
the same
Google
3
ahead of it.
teams, or
It was the
was
same
You
3
guys
teams,
want these
but
comments or what?
WrestleMania,
well, that was one of the comments?
WrestleMania 2000 was a triple threat ladder match
Right,
that had tables in it,
right,
and then WrestleMania 17 was called TLC
right.
because you were using
Tables, ladders, chairs. Well, the
My.
idea was Edge and Christian did the chairs,
Yeah.
and they had the concerto. Hardy Boys did the ladders, they jumped off stuff, and the Dudleys were the tables. So
Devon.
it really was like, it's like the rock, paper, scissors
Yeah.
of tag team hardcore wrestling.
That's
It's
when
one
you
of the
actually
most-
looked forward to the tag team match at WrestleMania. Now I could give 2
Right.
shits.
Well, that, and also when you look forward to even TLC matches now are kind of almost formulaic.
Didn't Jericho and Shawn Michaels do an Iron Man match?
Jericho and Michaels did have a match.
Not
I
an
don't remember
Iron
the
Man
type of match.
That was Brett and Shawn Iron Man match.
Who was it that Jericho got in the Wolves of Jericho on the ladder? Was that Benoit?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment. What else we got, Ben?
From the Dungeon says Warrior versus Hulk. Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic match.
Moment, yeah, because
Moment.
it was kind of like, He-Man versus Lion-O back in the 80s. It's just 2 big, like, larger than life action figure icons, but the match,
Well, then you could say Hogan and Sarge because it's that kind of heat too, when Hogan took the title.
it's
back
not
from
in my
Sarge.
top 10, but it's a great moment. Yeah.
Deserving of a
WrestleMania
place
6,
for sure.
it was an epic encounter. It was an epic clash. It's also the first time up until that point that they actually did babyface versus babyface. So it was 2 good guys like fighting each other.
The interesting thing about this is they are calling it the immortal moment. So I think you got to factor in a
The
few
immortal Hulk
thi-
Hogan, brother.
There's a few.
How could you
things.
have
They're
an
not
immortal
saying
moment, brother?
the best
Without
match,
the Hulkamania, brother.
but they're saying immortal
Moment.
moments. So
Okay,
you're
man.
right. I think there's.
I mean,
open it up a little more.
that's
Now
that
you got
even
it
takes
unlimited.
it to another.
All right, we got some
takes it to another.
minutes
Well-
at best. Did say Kurt and Shane. Hell said TLC Edge spear off the ladder.
Yeah, that's a great moment.
Yeah, that was a
Legendary.
insane
I'll give
moment.
you my second pick as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. And this is specific to WrestleMania, but also, like, I would say top 5 greatest intercontinental championship matches of all time. And that's WrestleMania 8 from the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Rowdy Roddy Piper. one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. That match was just a beautiful story from start to finish, from the little interview that they had in the back with Mean Gene Okerlund to the match, to Bret bleeding, and then Piper kind of getting sympathy for him, and then Bret doing like the back kick roll up. So yeah, that would be something that I would definitely want to see inducted. Unfortunately, Roddy's no longer with us, but I'm sure his daughter would be more than happy to kind of step in there with Bret and kind of take that.
I'd love to see Teal come to the WWE.
That would be a great.
How old
pick.
is she?
We saw
she's
her
around my age.
Saw her last year. Yeah, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper from WrestleMania 8, top notch.
From the Dungeon said Warrior versus Rude.
From the Dungeon, you're like a warrior guy, huh? They got the long hair, the metal look. I could tell he's the Jersey guys, like the metal, fucking. The Ultimate Warrior, unfortunately.
Fuck yeah!
Foley Triple H was another great match.
Foley Triple H
Which
in the
one?
cell, and then there was also
Royal
the
Rumble?
I Quit match. Was it an I Quit match? No.
Street
Rock
Fight.
Rock and Foley in the I Quit
Royal
match
Rumble, 99.
was insane. That's the one, the documentary. He hit him over the head with the chair
Beyond the
several
Mat.
times.
Beyond the Mat.
That was one of the most brutal matches ever.
That's
Rock
a great
versus
match you
Foley.
have up here.
Yeah, so
Kurt
let's see
Angle
if I can
and
get that up
Shawn
there.
Michaels.
Yeah,
That's a
somebody
great
said that in the comments. I think Yao and Adam both said that Kurt
That's a-
Angle versus Shawn Michaels
That's
at
an amazing
WrestleMania.
match. Yeah,
Who won that? Shawn Michaels won that, right?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle won that?
Yes, he did.
Kurt Angle is definitely deserving to be on there. So a lot of good things down.
know
I
what?
mean, hey, it opens up a whole new conversation because it was
We
always
started it.
You heard it.
How
here
are we
first.
not
Called
monetized,
it.
and how are we
Called
not a
it.
bigger channel? We call this shit
Help.
every fucking week.
We're underground. We're the
We're
misfits.
underground. No one knows.
Joe
No
says
one's
it's my
watching.
fault.
Get us
Our
out
friends-
there.
our friends
You're
watch.
fucking
We
watching
appreciate
this,
you
you
guys.
cocksuckers. Every week you
Thank
come in here, you watch our shows. Are you on social media? Are you fucking sharing this shit?
Yeah, what-
Because
if you start asking them to do that, they'll leave. They don't want
what
that.
do you mean?
Call
It's
us
like
to
we're
action,
trying to get-
baby. Like, comment, subscribe.
Call to action.
Write a letter to your local congressman.
Listen,
about
there are
us.
moderators. They can't help us.
Here's a match.
Help us,
Here's a
Hulkamania.
match that got cheated out
From
of
the
history.
dungeon, I'm calling you up, brother.
A match that
Dungeon's always plugging us.
this would be a match that got cheated out of history, and
What's
it would
that?
probably be Hulk Sting for the belt in the WCW.
The build-up was
Could have been.
tremendous.
It could have been.
Now, in
That
terms
was-
a moment.
I
was
would
a
put
bad
that
match.
as one of the biggest letdown matches of all time.
Right, it
Because
was
that
stolen.
could have been amazing, and it was just a drizzling shits.
Yep, exactly.
Because Eric Bischoff doesn't know how to book a
It's
wrestling
just a
match.
shame we never got a Taker Sting match like that.
Yeah,
Taker
Taker never
Sting would've
Taker
been
never
nuts.
wanted it. Apparently, Sting wanted it bad, but Taker never really seemed to
Past
want
his
it.
prime. If you would have had Taker Sting when they're both 55
1999.
years
Well,
old,
that's like an Austin Hogan thing too. You know, like it just didn't
Oh, yeah.
didn't work
you
out.
needed to do Taker Sting in like 2000 after
That
they
would've been
after they
nuts.
bought WCW. You needed
Yeah.
Sting to come then.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it. He went to TNA.
Yeah. Well, he was always, somewhere else.
That's on him.
Enigma.
Let me ask you this, Joe. What do you think was WCW's greatest match?
I just gave you it.
What do you mean?
I
You said it would have been
I
Taker.
know. I said
mean,
Flair Steamboat, 1989.
Okay, I more so, let's say Monday Night Wars era. What was the greatest WCW match?
I'd say Bret Hart versus Chris Benoit, Owen Hart tribute match.
Hmm.
From Nitro.
Let me see that one.
Great match, classic match.
Oh.
Just out of respect for Owen, they did an old school, classic chain wrestling match to honor Owen. It was in the Kemper Arena, the same arena that Owen fell to his death. And then Nitro was in the Kemper Arena. So this is when Bret was kind of like out of the picture for a while, and he came back. The only reason he came back was to honor Owen, and he picked Chris Benoit as his opponent because he felt Chris, because he wrestled in the dungeon and kind of learned from Owen and Stu, would be the closest thing to wrestling Owen again, and he's right. And that was just a great classic match. So sad kind of story behind it, but if you just look at the match, it's a beautiful match.
I mean, because I'm sitting here trying to think, most of Hogan's matches were like bullshit.
Moment-wise,
Somebody pulling out a cattle prod.
Goldberg and Hogan Nitro, and Goldberg wins, but it's not a good match. But it's a crazy moment. 'cause
Georgia Dome?
It's in the Georgia Dome. It's sold
Yeah.
out.
In front of 80,000 people,
It's like
brother.
40,000, but
Whatever. Yeah.
that's another
120,000.
another way WCW fucked their wrestlers out of money. You put the biggest match that you could have in that time frame, 1998, and you give it away for free with a 3-day fucking build-up. If you would have built it up for a month and put it on pay-per-view, you would have made millions of dollars.
Well,
Took my ball and went
their,
home, brother.
their argument for that, Eric Bischoff said, is that ultimately WCW was a TV it was owned by Turner and TNT. So they
don't
weren't as
care.
focused on putting on pay-per-view bangers. They wanted to drive a
He's
TV.
right. And how'd that work out?
Well, I mean, it
You're
worked.
not making
all things
profit. You're not
considered.
making money. You're losing money
He was the first person to help WCW actually finally turn a profit
for a year or two.
for 83 weeks. And actually, it was more than that. It was just the streak that he had was 83 weeks, but he beat them
the
more than
bottom
83
line
weeks.
is they were a ratings-focused company
Right.
where Vince McMahon was focused on making money.
Yeah,
And you don't make money on TV. You make money from pay-per-view tickets and
but
buy
that's
rates. and
it's
stuff.
also a matter of it was a fait accompli because they were owned by Ted Turner. He was the one driving it, and that's how it fit into his
I
whole
wanna
business
put
plan.
Vince McMahon out of business.
Well, yeah, that was it too.
It's too
His
many-
They were also
motivation.
starting to put
Too many-
everybody in the NWO, and it was like
Just a long line of mistakes that they made because they didn't have someone with the foresight or wisdom of Vince McMahon kind of pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And you had these Yahoo fucking idiot fucking producers who were telling Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash pulling Bischoff, being like, "Hey, brother, it don't work for me."
They're all
You know,
playing
it's
off
just
each
like,
other.
yeah.
It was bullshit.
It was only a matter
Bischoff
of
thought
time.
he was one of them. When he,
It was only a matter of time before the iceberg
Yeah.
came into existence and they hit
Kind
it.
of like AEW.
AEW never even made it to
Never
that
even-
spot.
I
They
know,
Never,
yeah.
they never will. They will never.
The opportunity
They will
is
never
gone.
get to the heights of where WCW was in 97, 98.
They
Never.
they have actually apparently put out more episodes than Nitro. Like their AEW Dynamite now has more episodes than Nitro.
Yeah.
But it's like
If
that
it doesn't
doesn't. I
matter.
feel like that
Quality
doesn't matter
is not-
because yeah,
the
exactly.
only episode
exactly.
of Dynamite I can remember is when CM Punk came out in Chicago.
no matter how
wasn't
many
that
shits you take, it
Collision?
ain't gonna turn into chocolate.
No, that was Dynamite.
Then they created Collision pretty much for Punk, and then
Yeah.
and then he
To
left.
make him
so,
happy, so he'd have to be on a different show than the guys he didn't want to be with.
Yeah.
Fucking drama.
Help.
How'd that work out? He left. Cody left. Nobody watches AEW anymore. We don't even talk about AEW anymore.
no, and we did.
never did.
Year one.
We
Year
did.
one. There was.
Then they have
conversation
some
about
good
it.
stars. I mean, I love Chris Statlander. MJF is great.
No, you like her ass.
Well, I mean,
There's
yeah,
pl-
but
Lola
she's
Vice has a
talented,
better
too.
ass.
You know, talent.
it's, I mean,
It's
but she's talented. I mean,
Right.
Could we put
I'm
an
not gonna
ass
die-
in the Hall of Fame? Who would be the
oh
first
jeez,
ass?
we don't want to do that.
Why not?
We'll
Rhea Ripley.
We'll get canceled.
Who's going to cancel
hope.
us?
Oh,
I don't know.
oh, you guys. You guys are
The
canceled.
women from the OnlyFans that are shaking their asses and making money?
Well,
Who's
it's
Money,
canceled?
baby.
All these podcasts talk
always
about
dangerous
ass
to
rape.
objectify.
Great women, and I just for women. I just sit in my basement with my slippers and my shirts, and I just play with my toys. And I just want to say, she has the greatest butt, Christopher. I think she's top notch. Look at that coochie on her.
Don't talk about her, Heine.
I think we all just can end it quickly and say Rhea Ripley, and we'll all be.
She's got a
unanimous.
great ass,
But
and you got your head
Hold on.
all the way
Aw,
up it.
man. I gotta pull this.
But I
picture
will
up
say,
'cause-
Liv Morgan does have a nice little tush.
Thank you, Rob. I love you. I know I loved you for a reason.
Nice.
Chris doesn't think her tush is
That's a
big enough.
tush.
What?
She's got a great tush. She's a small. She's
Got a
5
great-
feet tall.
Did you
If
see
I
when she wore
speak-
those Daisy Dukes with the fishnets?
Man.
When she turned around and said,
Good
"All
way of
like
presenting
girls
it.
that look like me." Oh,
Oh,
flat
mud under me.
great way of presenting it. I'm just gonna use
What does
my
the chat
Fifth
say? Who's
Amendment.
got the greatest ass?
Who's Gigi
They're
Dolan?
not. They're not.
Gigi Dolan, great
Gigi-
ass.
Jesus Christ, Gigi Dolan.
This one's a-
Stephanie
this one's-
Vaquer or whatever her name
God,
is.
oh God.
She's
that
got
was-
a great ass.
We need that. We need that soundbite of Pacino every time we talk about it.
head
She's got a great ass.
all the way up.
dangerous. Dangerous territory.
Nobody
Not
watches
even,
this
Not
shit.
even the audio. Just throw. We just need Al Pacino's face doing
She's
it.
got a great ass.
Al Pacino gif.
Great ass.
What else wrestling wise we got? I mean, I think that's cool. We got something else to look forward to around the Hall of Fame
I'm
time.
really looking forward to that.
Something
because-
new. Yeah. Well, I mean, especially the inaugural one.
Well, I'm just
I don't
looking
think they
forward
can see it
to,
yet.
to
You
Brett
gotta go to
and
Safari 5. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
One
Brett
down,
and
two
Stone
down.
Cold being at the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. It's going to be awesome. And that just shows you that I also called that Stone Cold's going to come out for WrestleMania, help Cody.
And you also said that you believe that Randy Orton might make a heel
He's the
turn.
third man.
Well,
and
you
Randy
know what?
Orton is the third
You might be
man.
right because he just came out tonight.
Back
I
to
would-
the
I would-
S's real quick.
If that-
Bailey, you got to give Bailey. her
Bailey's
due.
up there.
She's got the nice cheeks.
She's got a dump.
It's a big butt.
She's got like a fucking.
It's 100% of her appeal.
Just lost 4 viewers. Badasses.
you really looking
And
at
none of
that
them
or
were
gives a
female. They're
shit?
probably gay, so it's okay.
No, maybe. He said it, not
It's
me.
possible.
I did say it. I don't give a fuck.
So first, what did From the Dungeon says? Oh, I'm sorry. Brett Alt said one of my favorite matches was the Undertaker versus Kane in the Inferno match. Sorry, I just wanted.
Inferno match
shift
was a
gears.
cool concept. It was kind of a lackluster match, I feel like, but it was cool. Like when they slammed down and the flames would go flying up, and you're like, someone's gonna burn. I remember being a little kid and like, someone's gonna burn.
They used to put those matches in like the Raw SmackDown games too.
Yeah,
Those were fun.
they were never that good. You can never,
Just graphics at the time couldn't really convey the fire.
Yeah.
The fire rises, brother.
Just the way that Kane's character was linked to fire, and it was like he was burned, like, and then they put him in that
He's
Inferno
alive,
match.
dead man. He's alive.
Let's move on from wrestling.
I did want to say, did you see Ric Flair said that Charlotte Flair's better than Cody and every other wrestler? It's like, I get it. You got to big up your daughter, but damn, man, you really had to say
Sorry,
she's
he's
better
out of
than
his
Cody.
mind.
It's crazy.
Lost his mind.
Too many drinks.
Yeah, a
his
few too
mind.
many.
Yeah.
Said,
Yeah, I mean, look, he's going to say that about his daughter, no matter what.
will never retire.
I will never retire.
If we're shifting gears here,
I'll just say Charlotte Flair's ass will never be in the Hall of Fame. I'll just have one.
All right.
Just say that.
All right,
I
so
don't
you
care.
guys,
Cancel me.
I got a question for the
Fire me. I'm already
Ready?
fired. Fire me. I'm already fired. It's a Ric Flair quote
Yeah.
there.
You guys.
That's a great moment too. That's a Hall of Fame moment.
I have a question.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Bishop! He's like steaming in the ring.
Abuse of power.
He's kicking his shoes off. He's like fucking stripping down.
Elbow
All
dropping
right,
his jacket.
this is a question for the group.
No. Oh,
You ready for this one?
Here we go.
Let's hear it.
I didn't hear.
Bringing
this
out the
yet.
crucifix, I
Yeah,
think.
we
You
got
can
it.
tell he's
Ready?
getting the
The nails.
crucifix ready.
Yeah. So, we tend to ask questions on the show, the personal questions.
Personal questions, philosophical questions.
Philosophical. We'll call it philosophical.
Philosophy with the break room.
Philosophy was Phil.
That's what we'll call it.
Do you guys lift a seat when you take a piss?
Well, let's start with this.
Let's start. With
Let's start with this.
Hold on.
Do you think the
Yes
guy
or
you could
no?
always go
Wait,
with?
yes. This is
Why
a
do we
yes
got
or
to?
no.
We're
How do
having
you
a
pee with
philosophical
the seat
conversation.
down?
It's not
We have
a
to
binary
to-
fucking polarizing
This is a real
topic.
fucking
I just want the
question?
answer. I don't
The
want
question
round
starts
How
with-
do you pee with the fucking seat down?
I got good aim.
No, you got a little dick.
I don't want to talk. First of all, I'll fucking compare my dick to yours
Whip it
any
out
day
right
of the
now.
week.
Let's
Yeah, let's
go.
whip it out on the
All
show.
right.
They want to see
Right
that.
now.
Has nothing to do with that. I have
Fuck
great
you
aim.
in there.
I got
If
a
anything,
hard-
you got a little dick, so you can't fucking accurately. You pitch it 6 degrees, it'll
That's
fucking go and spray
madness.
something.
Got a hard on you can
Just
swing
spray.
from.
You fucking. I got a nice steady stream. I don't like touching the toilet seat. I want to minimize contact
wait
with
a
my
minute.
He's fucking
fingertips.
Paulie with the fucking shoelaces
yes.
over here.
You don't want to lift the toilet seat for a second to lift it up so you don't
Well,
pee on
what
it.
I wanted to say, and you
So
guys
you've
just
never
immediately
gotten
start.
pee on the
I can't
toilet
say
seat.
it.
No, this is bad.
No.
This is
I don't.
boggling
I
my
don't
mind.
really get
Thank
pee on
you.
it, but if you do, you
I heard
you
this
wipe the
isn't
toilet.
real.
You wipe
Come on,
it.
man. We're just making this up. This
Well,
is-
hold on. Let me. If you're
This is
gonna
real?
fucking put
Yes,
me on
this
the
is real.
cross,
This
you got to
happened
give me the
before.
microphone. First, the real question is always:
Fuck is wrong
does
with
the guy have to raise? Does the guy have to lower the seat? Right. That's always the question.
Lower the
If
seat.
you got to take a shit,
They
They
say
lower
who
the
has to,
seat?
because it's always the women are like men leave the seat up, right? That's always the question, right? That's the fucking age-old question: is do the men have to fucking lower the seat, or women? They always say the man left the seat up, right?
Right. Yeah.
You guys are looking at me like I'm fucking crazy,
No,
like you
don't-
haven't heard
don't-
that a billion
don't
times.
Okay.
Don't leave the seat up.
I'm
Is the
just-
thing.
Don't leave the seat up, right?
is the thing.
Okay.
yeah, well,
Don't
pick
even
up
pick
when
it
you're
up in
gonna
the first
pee.
place. Just piss. I don't. How bad is your aim? How much fucking spray or shrapnel's coming out of your dick
Spray, there's-
that you can't just spray with the seat down?
the
It gives you an extra 2
What do you-
inches
wait,
circumference.
How do you? Do you like lean over the fucking bowl and
What do you
piss?
mean?
You're
You
like,
just piss into it like you would
I'm
piss
trying-
into a fucking snowbank if you wanted to.
well, the stream lets up though. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Why do
like
I
you
have to
short.
You
explain?
pitch it
a
upward while the
piss?
stream goes.
I feel
You
like
fix it.
awkward having to explain when you piss and then you finish
way.
and it just kind of like a
Stream
hose.
starts to die.
When you turn the hose off, what happens? It goes like "Ugh."
That doesn't happen for me. It's like a steady
What?
and it stops. It's straight out and
Yeah, but what
straight
about
front.
like when you first wake up and you still
Guys.
nod? Then you
No,
guys,
yeah,
are you
well, that's
still here?
dangerous. No,
You
no.
know?
When I first
Oh
wake
my
up, that's another
fucking
story.
And then if you wake up with the morning wood, then it's like trying to shoot like
There's
a
no
stormtrooper,
way I
you
could
know?
do
It's
that
like-
in the morning.
In the morning, it's
You can't do
another
that
story. In the
so-
morning, I'll
So
raise the
there's,
seat.
there's zero chance I could ever pee with the seat
Yeah, no, in the
down
morning-
and not
After
morning.
pee.
sex, it's going like this. Come on now, what are you talking
No.
about?
Why do you
no
do that
way.
now? Your girl is not with you. She's not in the house with you.
I want to minimize contact with my fingertips on a toilet seat.
Listen,
Take
I
the
can
The
understand.
toilet seat is one of the most fucking dirty, disgusting things in the world, and you want me every time so now I gotta wash it, and you're not gonna get all of it off.
Are you not gonna wash your hands after you piss
I wash
anyway?
my hands after every. I wash my hands more than any of you
Then what the fuck
motherfuckers
is the
combined.
difference?
Look at my hands, how dry they are. I'm OCD
I wash
as
my
fuck.
hands more than
See
any
these hands?
motherfucker here, and every time I do, my
Wash
phone
your
rings.
fucking hands after you do it.
You
What's
share
the
joints
big
with
deal?
you put your friend's lips and tongue on your mouth.
That's not a fucking shit piss toilet seat.
Mouths
There's
are dirt.
nothing dirtier in my mind
I don't
than a
shit
toilet.
on my toilet seat. I don't
Mouths are
shit on
dirty.
it.
But it touches the water that fucking touches the seat, and then the shit grows up in the air.
listen,
It
I
fucking
can
there's
understand.
shit
Clean it.
particle
If-
on toilet
Clean it.
seat.
You don't clean your
You're
toilet
acting like
seat?
you don't
Of course
fucking
I
flush
clean
the
my
bowl
toilet
afterwards.
seat.
Here, ready?
Come on now.
Of course, I clean the toilet seat.
If I'm out, let's say I'm out somewhere. Let's say I'm out somewhere.
If you're out somewhere, the toilet seat is already covered in piss.
I'm trying to give Chris like a break. If I'm out, I'm kicking the fucking toilet seat up if it's down.
Yeah, well, if there's beach and
Why?
oil on it,
It's already
then
got piss on it.
Or I'm pissing right on it because it's a fucking dirtbag bathroom. Depends
Not
where
at
I am.
home, bro. I'm not gonna pee on my toilet seat.
At my own toilet.
I don't pee on my
fucking
toilet seat. And
pissing
if you
on
get a little pee on the toilet seat, you be a sweetie and you wipe the seat.
No, it's
You got a
fucking
little
sick.
No.
pee-pee. You can start there. That's
No,
what you got.
no, you don't piss on the seat to begin with.
Well,
Let
I
alone
don't.
the motherfucker.
I don't.
I figured it out. You know what it is?
It's like a 90.
He's so low to the ground that he's so close to the water.
I mean,
that
I'm
you
low.
just-
I'm definitely
it's
lower
just-
than you guys
it's
are.
just-
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
less of
impossible for
a
me.
backsplash.
I'm like, you know, it's
Oh,
weird.
my
So,
God.
okay, here's the thing about this now. Of course, with this fucking guy, I didn't even hear this directly from his mouth. This came to me through the party chat.
Yeah,
they brought it up because
they
they
were
were so
crucifying me in third person.
incessant.
But where
that
did
he
this?
says-
How did this
Yeah,
get
wait,
brought up? Like,
I don't know. It's the fucking one of the guys in the PlayStation party brought up something about toilet seats.
I never heard of a man peeing with the toilet seat down. This is the first. I'm 40.
I don't understand
I'm
how your
40
aim is
fucking
so
years
bad that
old.
you can't.
It's
It gives you an
not a
extra.
matter of aim.
You have this much space with the toilet seat
It's not
down.
aim.
This much space
splashes.
with the.
Even with the toilet seat
Oh,
up,
it
I still
splashes.
splash.
It
Are you
splash.
one
What
of
are
the
you
ones that
talking
don't get
about?
up to fucking wipe your ass too? What the fuck? That was another thing we
Oh,
had.
that's Joe. He doesn't stand up. And Vin, they
I
don't
stand up to wipe my ass.
Well, they don't want to know about this. They don't
That's
want to
the
know
next- that's
about us.
next
They don't
week's
want to hear
topic.
about us wiping our asses.
But they want to
here,
hear
all
how
right?
you pee and how your aim is.
You guys brought it up.
I didn't bring shit up. This is
You brought it
I
up.
asked- I
You
asked-
brought. You got
I
the
asked-
cross out.
I asked
This
one
is
He got the
question.
cross out.
I asked
ridiculous.
one simple question. Do you lift the toilet seat when you take a
I
leak?
don't want to
course,
touch the
yes.
toilet seat. I don't touch the
toilet
fucking
paper.
shoelaces.
Take toilet paper.
Well, sometimes I'll
I
do
don't
that.
want to hear that.
Sometimes
You're
I'll
no
do
matter
that.
how you
a
justify,
fucking
Chris, you're in the
germaphobe when
minority
you
here.
smoke weed and you share it with 6 people.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What do you mean? They're putting it in their mouth. You're putting it in your mouth.
They're not putting the fucking thing in their mouth and
Not
blah, blah,
like
blah,
that,
blah.
like
Their
it's not a
lips are
lollipop.
touching it.
Lips are touching
the
it. Mouths-
dry ass lips
mouths
are touching
dirty.
it.
Mouths are dirty.
Mouths are dirty, but it's not going in their
6
mouth.
fucking mouths are touching
not
that shit that
poo-poo
you're putting in
dirty.
your mouth.
I never really liked that either, to be honest. No, I'm not totally
Listen,
comfortable with
first of all, I'll give it a
sharing
little,
with that
you
many
know,
people.
give
You
it a
gotta
little
wipe it
subtle
off
wipe
at
there.
least.
Wipe it with your shirt, which is even dirtier. You know, with
It's
Why
clean.
would the shirt
I
be
didn't even
dirty?
wear this to
Nothing.
work
There
today.
is nothing quite as dirty as a fucking toilet seat.
You're not putting your
and
mouth
I
on
don't
the
want to
toilet
touch
seat.
it. And if I could shoot through it, you got this much space. You got this much space. It's not making that much difference. If your
No,
aim is
again,
that bad,
fucking different.
that extra
It
2-inch
comes-
circumference
no, it's
of
not the
seat being lifted up or
It's not
down.
a matter of aim. It's
It's-
a matter of how high I am.
It's not the
When my
circumference.
fucking I'm
But,
not
if you,
aim
but
down.
see, then
There's
if
gonna
you
be
got such a
splashing.
big dick like you're saying, then you wouldn't be that high because it'd be dangling low and you'd be lower.
I still
that?
have to go
Yeah.
like this and crouch.
Yeah.
Then make no sense.
No, but
Crouch.
the thing that's fucking me up right now is when he
I'm not
said
peeing with a
his
9-inch dick.
stream-
What are you talking
his stream
about?
turns off like it's a
Immediately.
super soaker, like
Nothing
not
drips
a, like
onto-
a hose.
Yeah,
a
no-
hose. You know,
it's
you're
off.
done. it's like low pressure.
It's usually high pressure from the start.
You know what he does? I'll tell you what he does. As soon as the pressure is like at its like off 100%, he puts his underwear back on. He has pee all over his underwear.
No.
Oh, that's where you're dripping. You're dripping on your underwear.
Who said I'm
It's going
dripping?
somewhere.
You're dripping.
Who said I'm
You
dripping?
gotta shake it a few
Every
times
dick
before you
drips.
put your fucking underwear back on.
Yeah.
And you're shaking it. It's never going
Who
on the
says
toilet
I'm not
seat.
shaking it?
If you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it.
Who says I'm shaking it more than twice?
Sometimes you gotta give it.
These
a
are all
few.
things
Come
you're
on now.
making up on the go. I'm just saying you should have a fucking steady enough stream that you don't even have to worry about pissing on the
what do you
seat.
do
In
with
the
your
morning,
hole?
sure. And yeah, sometimes I'll take the toilet paper so that I can touch. But there's nothing more
must have a
disgusting
dirty
to me
fucking
than a
goddamn
fucking
toilet
toilet
bowl.
seat.
Toilet bowl's
I am I clean the fucking toilet
Eat
bowl.
off my toilet
sick
bowl. That's how
man.
clean it is.
You clean your fucking bathroom every once in a while.
Doesn't
you wipe it
mean
with-
that somebody's ass didn't touch that seat and
But
somebody's
now
fucking
your piss
What
is touching
ass?
the seat.
The problem is
Not
he lives-
usually.
The problem with
One
him is
out
he
of
lives
9
in a
times.
house with like 8 fucking people. If you lived in your own apartment and there was just you there,
Ain't fucking
you
aprons on
wouldn't
this thing.
fucking worry about these things.
I
You're
would look-
skeeving all the other family members you have in your household.
Maybe that's part of it, but also even
It's all of it.
it's
Well, also, in
it is a device that you piss and shit into, and you want me to touch it every fucking time I whip out my
Says-
dick, and then I gotta touch the seat,
Why?
and then I gotta put my dick back
I could
with the
give
same
you-
thing I just touched the toilet seat.
Here's
You guys are
one-
fucking disgusting.
Here's the solution for you, Chris. Just pee sitting down. Just
I don't need to do that. I aim and I aim well, and I got a fucking great shot.
All right, I'll give him this break. I live in the house. It's just all guys. So the toilet seat by default is up. You just put it down when you got to take it.
you wouldn't put it down to pee.
No, I'm saying you just put it down and take a dump. But
Right.
nine times out of 10, this isn't even a thought in my
I'm
fucking
just
mind.
saying,
My
though,
seat's
like-
always down. I don't want to every time that I do that go through the trauma of fucking touching
Trauma.
it. It's stuck to my fingers. I gotta wait. I gotta rush. Now I'm pissing, but there's time where it's just spreading, and then I gotta go and wash my fucking hands.
Bro, if the bottom of your toilet bowl seat is dirty, you just don't clean it. You're a dirty person.
No, you could fucking clean it with Clorox and bleach.
You know why
And I
Chris's
still
toilet
the
seat's dirty?
water
'Cause he's fucking
and all the
pissing
shit
on it.
around it. It's no good.
I don't
I clean my fucking toilet. I am the person in my house who cleans the toilet because I care
Chris's
about that.
toilet seat is dirty.
I
'cause
never
he's
let a
pissing on
fucking
it.
ring of scum develop in the
1 out of
toilet. I
9
clean my
times. That's all
fucking
I'm saying.
toilet.
1 out of 9 times, that
If
thing's
your
gonna
toilet
piss on
seat's
it.
dirty, it means you're pissing on it.
Well, hey, I mean, if there's a little bit of spray, but then you wipe it, there's fucking ammonia in that. It cleans anyway.
So then you just contradicted
Dude,
your own
I've
fucking
been to
argument.
your fucking bedroom. It's filthy.
It's not filthy. It's cluttered.
It's
There's a difference.
It's disgusting.
There's not food garbage. There's clutter
that's full
because
shit.
I live in a
I've
tiny
seen-
little fucking room.
I've seen multiple Baja Blasts.
What,
around.
cups? Yeah, I mean, there's some cups.
Your room,
Your
though.
room is filled
not
with
food.
empty Taco Bell cups.
That's not true.
And it
I haven't
smells
even
like,
been getting Taco
it
Bell.
smells like
All I
crusted
got
jizz.
today from Taco Bell was this.
crusted jizz and Baja Blast.
See, we lost 3 more people because Chris doesn't lift up the
comment on
toilet
that.
seat.
All right, so Mid's at best says he's been waiting for this all week.
Me? You've been waiting for this. You guys are waiting to get the crucifix.
No, he was waiting for this all week.
Yeah, they were. See,
From the
I'm happy to
tangent,
be.
Is this why Adam said Chris versus the toilet seat?
That
Oh,
is
well,
that is
yeah.
exactly why.
That's a great
segue.
No bother.
I don't like touching toilet seats. They're fucking disgusting. Even if you cleaned
Hey,
it.
listen.
Put on gloves.
Oh yeah, let me
gloves.
put on gloves
No,
every
use
time I
some
want to
fucking
take
toilet
piss.
paper, you fucking dummy.
Yeah, you
grab
gotta do
some
the toilet
paper.
paper. I'll do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Just
But
wash
that's
your
when the
fucking
seat
hands
is already
afterwards.
up.
Who
It's
gives
just
a shit?
courtesy anyway.
Courtesy.
If you got women in the house, you fucking don't piss on the seat.
I
If
don't
someone-
piss on the
if a
seat.
female
I have
came-
good aim.
Bro,
I have
if a
good-
female came
I
into the
love that.
bathroom
I
and
love
saw
that.
you peeing with the toilet bowl seat down while you're standing up,
Well, why would a woman ever come in the bathroom?
just
I'm not like you and fucking your girl where you guys piss and shit in front of each other.
you've never lived with a woman before.
Pretty much have.
No,
You've never
there's
lived with
difference.
a significant other.
That's not true.
24/7.
Yeah, I mean, fucking for the most part at my house, yeah.
She didn't live there. It wasn't her permanent residence.
No, I'm not gonna accept that. She
That's
pretty
not-
much lived
what?
there.
What do you mean you're gonna
If
say
they
that?
fucking
There's a
sleep at your
difference.
house 5 nights a
Now,
week,
Here we
No,
go.
they
Now-
had sleepovers. They didn't stay there. They didn't
Oh,
live
get
there.
the fuck
She would
out.
go
They didn't
home.
pay rent. They didn't
Did
have
she
to clean
shower
the house.
at your house?
Well, now we're whipping out all the technicalities
That's
that
not
you can.
technicality.
Yes.
It's a fact.
Was she
Oh,
showering
put all
then?
the
Yeah, but
premises
there's a
you want
difference,
around
Chris.
it.
That was never her bathroom. You know what I mean?
She used it.
Women take over bathrooms,
used
though.
it.
When it's
Oh,
their
it's
bathroom,
horrible.
it's
Yeah,
yours.
well,
fucking
fucking.
Fucking terrible. I got two
My
things.
sister already has
I
that
got two
bathroom took
things in the
over, so.
fucking shower. She has 38.
Oh, that's my sister.
Fuck. How many things you need to wash yourself with?
Oh, I know. It's
a lot of-
how many
yeah, there's a
fucking
lot of
soaps
things.
do you need? I know.
Christ.
This guy's
More than-
bullseye
more
with his
than
dick
us.
over here. He never fucking misses.
Right.
God.
I'm like, what's that
Talk
guy
about
from
Bullseye. There's a guy. It
Cyberpunk?
was a fucking.
This show is like the most isolated.
never
Hey,
misses.
I'm
This
happy
is-
to die on this hill,
Right.
dude.
We
If
need
you guys
Maryland.
like
This is like
fucking,
where
this
we
is
need
why you guys
Maryland.
get sick all the time. I haven't been sick in a fucking year and a half. You motherfuckers get
He
sick
was
every
sick
3
6
weeks.
months
And then,
ago.
no, I was not. I have
You
not been sick in
fucking-
over a year.
Why does he forget every time? He's like, all right,
When's the last time I was sick? Tell me.
Like 6
Prove
months
it.
ago.
Prove it.
How am I
Because
gonna
I
do
have
that?
not been sick in
I-
over a
oh,
year.
I'm
I
sick.
get
Hold on, let me
migraines.
get
That's
my-
a condition. That's not sickness. I have not been infected.
not-
You motherfuckers get a fucking cold every 3 weeks. And then you say, no, I haven't been sick in a
Chris
year.
gets some
And then I
migraines
looked
because
up
of
the
that.
word
I said
sick,
that.
and you know how many times you motherfuckers have been sick in a year? You're always fucking sick. I'm the beacon of health. I'm fucking happy. And you know why? It's because I'm not touching shit unless I can immediately wash my hands. I'm not touching a toilet seat and then touching my dick like you sick fucks.
That's crazy.
I touch
Sick.
my dick all day.
It's just
Well, don't.
Touching my dick
Right
right
after you
now.
touch the toilet seat, it's no good.
Huh?
It's disgusting.
I can't
What
look
do you
up
mean?
the
Wash
word
your
sick in
hands.
here.
You wash your hands, but there's all that time that you're sitting there pissing
I'll
still.
dry my hands.
You wash your hands before or after you piss?
Both. I want to make sure I
Sounds like
have.
you don't, you
I
liar,
want to
fuck.
make sure. No, I do. I am
You liar.
OCD. I am legitimate OCD. I wash my hands before I pee, so I can touch my hands with a clean.
I think it's more
touch my
important
dick
that you
with a clean
wash your hands before you pee than after you pee.
We're really.
What?
This is
Fucking
like
nuts.
therapy.
Well, it's not
This
like you
is
touch
more
your.
therapy than it
What do you
is a
mean? Why?
podcast.
Why is that so crazy? to
What
you?
if a little Bishadil gets on your hand? Now you got piss on your
Send
hand.
You
help.
piss on your hands?
Send
If
help.
it happens,
I don't piss on my hands, but I clean the
Many-
toilet bowl after I pee to make sure there's
you do a
nothing
little
over there.
shake.
You
and
clean the
maybe,
toilet bowl
something-
after you pee
Every
We're
time.
talking
What do you
over each
mean?
other.
I wipe the toilet bowl if there's any fucking splatter.
with a
anywhere.
brush?
No, with a paper towel, with a
So you-
toilet paper.
how
and
do
I
you-
wash my hands.
So you raise the seat. So how do you piss on the toilet bowl?
Bro.
Selig says lifted for sure.
What do you mean? How?
No bother.
That
has a
sounds like you're
great-
pissing with the toilet seat down. If you're wiping the
No,
bowl,
I pick the toilet seat up, but it still gets a little drip somewhere
Yeah, on the rim.
on the rim. Yeah.
so you still tripping on the rim?
Yeah,
You
dude.
guys got no fucking aim. No hand-eye
What
coordination.
ain't about
no
aim? It's
dick-eye
about
Land in the
coordination.
water,
Fuck
and then
outta
when your
here.
aim is
So
over,
you raise the seat and you
Guys.
still piss on the bowl.
sometimes, yeah.
So what the fuck are you crucifying me? If you piss on the seat or you piss on the
Because we're
rim,
not sitting on the fucking rim of the bowl.
but you're still fucking pissing on it.
Hell said, bro got COVID first.
Oh, I didn't. Pat Testa got COVID first.
Oh, shit.
This is good. This
Yeah,
is
COVID
You
worse.
couldn't make this shit up. I don't think there's another podcast on the planet that's talking about guys peeing with the toilet bowl seat down.
It shouldn't be really, but here we are.
Oh,
Hey, look,
Their
I'm
assholes
ready
still
to be
sitting.
crucified. It's already
not about crucifixion.
because there's a lot of guys out there that don't want to speak up. They're keeping silent right now
It's
because they
silent
see
majority.
how I'm being
please,
treated.
Please come out of the
Silent
closet.
majority.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of guys out there that are like,
Silent
yeah, no,
majority.
I'm not gonna fucking.
Silent.
I don't know anybody, bro. I'm
It's like
sorry.
having to do a pull up every time you
How
want to
many
piss.
people are in the chat?
A pull-up every
pull
time
up?
you
Right
piss.
now we got
You're that
10
weak. You
people
can't lift the
watching.
toilet bowl seat up. You're the beacon of health, but you can't lift the toilet seat up.
It's not a matter of can't. It's a matter of won't.
Listen, no
I'm not
bother.
gonna touch it and
No bother
expose
has a good point.
myself to the toilet bowl microbes. You guys got
If it
micro
bothers
dust.
you that much, lift the seat and then wash your hands and then take the piss.
That's a whole fucking process. I gotta piss
You're
when
the
I go
one
in
with
there.
the problem.
I have no problem. I live my life
just-
peacefully.
I just still can't.
I'm
get
happy
over-
with my choices in life. You guys
All right,
are the ones
you guys
stringing
are-
me up on the cross
guys
and
have
jabbing
seen-
me with your little
You
spears.
guys have seen Austin Powers, right? You know the piss scene where he's taking a leak,
Oh, my
and then at
yeah.
the end it tapers
yeah, yeah.
off. You know, goes like, oh, a little more. All right, now we're done. What you just stream done? How does that work?
It's usually pretty high pressure, but
It's
in
like
the
fucking
the
crimping a
mornings,
hose, it just stops.
the mornings are
I'm
obviously
like, it's
no.
like a. Like, it just goes.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
You guys can watch
I don't
my
wanna
piss
see
stream
none of
one
this
day.
shit.
Watch it. I wanna
Piss
see
into I'll piss into snow, and you guys will see how perfect the hole is.
I
How
want to
about
see
that?
you pee with the toilet seat down. I want to see it.
No, you could trace in real time
no,
the trajectory.
No, not tracing trajectory.
No, snow.
I
I'm
want
telling
to
you.
see you not drizzle on the toilet bowl seat after you pee. I want to see it.
All right.
And you don't need to show your dick. Just shimmy the stream. I want to see that.
I just want to see it turn off with no.
Yeah, and then no drip,
loss
no
of-
nothing.
yeah.
It's a slight,
Just
and then
cuts completely.
Cuts
but you
boom.
also you kind of aim
So
it
when you
as
stop
you
peeing,
you
he's
adjust.
also-
he's
You
also-
adjust.
Just a trajectory.
He's a couple years younger,
Gotta
so
pull it
like
back.
it'll start kicking really.
Doesn't matter. I
in
could
when
be
you get older.
14 years old. There's no way. I
You
could
guys
pull that
got
off.
fucking swollen prostates. That's your problem. You're all fucking over
Four
40.
more people,
Everyone,
see?
even the people watching, are fucking. Yeah, they got
See, now
tired of hearing
We
about.
had
piss and
13
shit.
people. Now we have 7. There you go.
Oh my god!
Said-
You
No
guys
bother.
want to
No
talk about
bother
it?
said all homes should have a urinal.
Everybody left to go pee and see if they could do it now.
Yeah, all this talk. Now I got to take a leak.
Do you wash your hands after you use the urinal?
I wash my hands before and after.
Why?
So you just said you have a problem with washing your hands before you lift the bowl seat.
It doesn't matter. There's still all the time that it's fucking spreading and on you and fucking absorbing and
The
shit.
urinal is absorbing you
The fucking piss is absorbing into your fucking skin or whatever.
when you're on the
doesn't
urinal.
happen
Fucking
after
You're getting
the shit dust on the toilet seat or
No,
whatever
I'm
the
talking
fuck.
about a
Shit
urinal,
dust.
like a fucking, like
it's like
in
a-
You
a-
know, shithead dust.
not a toilet bowl, a urinal.
So what's the question?
I got to pull
You
my.
wash your hands after you use a urinal. You go
Yes.
to the movie theater.
Yeah.
You go to the
Yes.
bathroom.
Yeah,
Why?
because I'm making
I
contact
have
with
to
a
pull
fucking
it out.
public thing.
I got to pull.
Splashback.
I gotta pull
You
it
getting
out.
Splashback.
I mean, it depends on the urinal and the urinal cake.
Not flushing the urinal. though.
Urinal
I'm
cake.
I'm not touching. the
I don't
urinal
touch.
handle.
I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody
I'm
flushes.
not
It's
touching
already.
the handle. Yeah, they got smart. They just
Welcome
do
to the
automatic.
piss and vinegar and shit podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Some
terrible.
vinegar.
Can't make
Hey,
this
man,
shit
I'm
up.
willing to.
Can't-
I'm willing to.
You're
I was trying to think of all the repugnant things that I
you're
could
a
I could
statistical
reveal about
anomaly,
myself.
my friend. You really are.
Hey, man, I got a good shot.
So,
Guns are loaded, but they're fully holstered right now.
I gotta go.
Thank God.
Shifting gears.
Well, guys, this has been the break.
Yeah. You guys hear about this? All right, who's heard about this?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a Zelda movie, right?
Why?
It's gonna be live action.
That's
Live
it's gonna be
action
terrible.
Zelda movie.
So you're saying already it's going to be terrible,
terrible.
but you're going to say it's terrible, Joe?
Why?
I don't know.
Because they just can't fucking nail these things right.
When I hear anything Zelda related that's not a video game, I think of, excuse me, princess.
No, it's that.
We're gonna cast fucking Tom Holland as
That was
Link.
the
everybody-
really cheesy Zelda cartoon in the 80s. It was awful.
Excuse me, princess. Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible.
It came on after the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah, that's why they packaged the Zelda cereal with the Mario cereal. It was like
Right.
to push those shows.
It's good cereal.
I just don't understand why they wouldn't at
Marshmallows.
minimum go animated with the success of the Super Mario.
Especially with the crossover
Oh, yeah.
capabilities.
I don't
Could you
know.
imagine
Like,
if they?
I would.
Is
I
it
don't
gonna
have a
be
problem.
Young
The-
Link?
the
Is
problem-
it-
How
Link-
live action is it? Because
But
they
wait.
called the Mario movie live action, and it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
I
like
have no
live
idea.
action. I feel like now it means like if it's 3D, then they'll call it live
When I
action.
hear
Could you
live
imagine
action, I
like they
think-
do a Super Smash Brothers movie after like a la
Oh.
Avengers style where they make all these movies first, and then they kind of combine them all into like some kind of thing.
Oh, like it would be like the Avengers.
Like the
type
Master
of thing.
Hand picks them all from their different fucking.
Sabrina
universes, makes them
Carpenter is
fight.
going to be Zelda. I call it now.
Sabrina Carpenter. Why?
Be our first movie.
She's like the most famous. Like
Millie Bobby Brown.
I love her.
Marshala Ali is going to be
Millie
Ganon.
Bobby Brown would make a great Zelda because she has the ears for Zelda. She has big fucking elf ears.
But should Link speak? How do you have a movie
Yeah.
where the main character doesn't speak?
No, they'll make it. Look what they did with Mario. They fucking. You better tell him Mario. They made
His shoes are
what's his name,
new.
Chris Pratt or whatever.
The
Mario.
Rocco voice.
They will
Link.
yeah, exactly. They'll have like somebody. No, it'll be like Paul Rudd or something like that. Will be Link,
I
something
don't
like
know,
that.
man.
Yeah,
you-
but that, no,
you-
Paul Rudd. If they're gonna make it live action, they can't do that. It'd
Well,
have to be
yeah.
animated. You can't-
Shigeru Miyamoto, he's going to have no input there.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know.
So-
it has no purpose.
So you all think it's a bad idea and it's gonna suck?
And the shame is that
That's
it
if I had
has
bet-
the potential
if I had
to
bet
be a great fucking movie.
Do I
but they're
want
just
it?
gonna fuck it up.
Do I want it to be good? Yes.
Don't you think you're kind of making it like a self-fulfilling
guys remember
prophecy
back-
if you
I
say
don't
it's
know
going to
if-
suck right off the bat? That like you're just kind of stealing your resolve to believe that. I think
About-
it might be a good thing. There might be people that see this that, like me, that have not played Zelda,
Perfect.
that
There
are
you
now
go.
into it because
Nailed it.
just like I mean, well, I won't say just like Fallout because I played Fallout before the show, but Fallout was wonderful.
About 15
Absolutely.
years ago, IGN put out a April Fool's with a trailer for a live-action Legend of Zelda movie, and it looked fantastic. But for them to actually pull that off, they'd have to get people that know the project. They'd have to get Shigeru Miyamoto involved. They'd have to. There's so many elements that can go right and can go wrong.
Right.
They would almost have to retell one of the fucking video games. It would have to be like Ocarina of Time or I would love to see like a Wind Waker animated movie. I would fucking watch the shit out of that. They made like an anime style.
We missed
movie.
a lot of great comments. I'm
That-
just
I couldn't get a fucking word in, you guys. What are you talking
Sorry.
about?
Chris was so passionate about
I
pissing
could
into the
barely-
bowl.
Hey, when you got my back against the wall, I'm gonna fucking
That's
tell
it.
you the truth.
great comments.
No, but I would want 10 episodes.
Can it be
of
great?
a
Yes.
Animated.
Is it
Zelda.
going to be
That's
great?
fine.
Up to debate. Because, yes, we've had successful iterations of live action shit, and we've also had recent not successful shits.
Super
You
Mario
can't tell me that
Brothers.
the fucking Minecraft movie was any good. You can't
that
tell
out?
me that the fucking
Well,
it
we don't
looks
know.
like shit.
Is it out? I
It
don't
looks
even
like garbage. And the
I don't
fucking
really care for
Borderlands
the
movie was
Sonic the
horrible too.
Hedgehog movies.
True.
Were kinda-
Those are doing pretty well, though. I think at least as far as I mean, they keep making.
Just because they
sequels.
had one win doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to continue winning.
I don't
That's all
know.
I'm saying.
It's weird.
The original Super Mario Brothers movie was fucking horrible.
disagree.
John
I
Leguizamo.
hate that movie so much.
Goombas,
I
love
hate
the
it.
Goombas.
When they're dancing in the fucking
Dennis
elevator,
Hopper
I'm
as-
like, God
as
damn it.
Fucking
Koopa.
dinosaurs is horrible.
King Koopa. He wasn't even
Interesting
Bowser, he was
movie.
King Koopa.
Terrible.
The fungus.
I fucking hated that
That
shit.
shit was interesting.
The Double Dragon movie. Do you remember that, Rob?
Oh my god, yeah. And then one of the Double Dragons ended up being the guy from Iron Chef America.
Yeah.
That goes, Alakazam! The fucking apple.
What was the first Zelda game you guys ever played?
The first one.
Original Legend of Zelda.
Like the SNES is like the only one that I ever really played. The 2D
It's one
Is
of
it
the best.
NES or SNES? What did it come out on? SNES or
NES.
NES.
Gold cartridge.
Yeah, that's the one that I played. It's the only one that I played.
And I will say this: I will go on record to say that the overworld theme of the original Legend of Zelda is my favorite game soundtrack song of all time.
Link to the Past.
Yeah, you probably said that before.
Yeah, but Link to the Past is the same song. It's the same fucking song.
I loved Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64, but A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on Super Nintendo is my favorite Zelda ever. Period.
I would definitely buy like a bundle if they came out with like a 3
I just
game
always
bundle.
sync
Remaster.
it.
Play that. You don't even have to remat. Like just
Loved it.
fucking come out with the game so I could play it.
Link Between Worlds was really good too. It was a sequel to Link to the Past.
This game had a dark world, a light world. It had rain. We're talking like 1990, like 16-bit. Way ahead.
The
of
cartridge
its
is
time.
worth a lot of money too. You want a copy of that?
I used to.
It's at least a $50 or
You have
$60 game today. Even
You have it, right?
You don't have that?
I think I do own a copy of that.
I think I do. Somewhere amongst
It'd
the
be over there.
stuff.
It's all my Super
There's a
Nintendo games. If it
$1,000
ain't there, I
copy
don't
of
have it.
Zelda.
Sega Genesis.
I think I'm still just trying to, in my head right now, come to grips with Jack Black being Steve from Minecraft. Like, it's just such a... It felt like such a
It
random
just cracks me up
casting.
that the action figure of him is just a fucking action figure of Jack Black.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even like what makes this fucking Minecraft? It's an action figure of a fucking guy and is like a middle-aged dude with a beard. Like it's
Yeah. I thought it was funny because they're like, Jack Black became addicted to Minecraft in preparing for the movie, and he played over 100 hours. I'm like, that's not Minecraft addiction.
I played more hours.
Put
in
thousands of
Cyberpunk,
hours into
and I'm not
Minecraft.
obsessed with that.
Like 100 hours in Minecraft ain't nothing.
I'm still skeptical about this movie even coming out because for years they've been talking about a God of War show and a Gears of War show and all these other like video game adaptations.
I think after they fucked up Halo.
Halo.
They kind of took a double.
It's because they always want to leave their mark. They always want to turn it into a different version of what it actually is. It's
I
Jack
never-
Black as Steve. Like, what the
I never
fuck?
actually played the game, but I figured I'd write and direct the fucking movie. That's the stuff that pisses
Resident
me off.
Evil. That's all I gotta say.
There's never been
Rebooting
any.
that,
I don't
that's
think
being
anything
rebooted.
Resident Evil has ever been good as far as the movies go. I thought they were awful.
Jovovich, nothing
Awful. I remember watching them as a kid in theaters and like I thought it was the
Resident
worst
Evil,
thing ever.
Awful.
The Netflix show was awful.
Awful.
It had some redeeming. Yeah, it sucked.
What wasn't horrible though was the Silent Hill movie that they came out.
It was
with.
all right. It was all
It
right.
was better than the Resident Evil movies.
I mean, the best. Well, let's go there. What's the best video game movie of all time? Not cartoon.
Like
live
there's not
action.
too many.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
One.
Kombat 1.
There was
My pick.
was the best.
Test you might.
Can we include series like HBO and Amazon, like
then it's
Fallout?
Fallout would
That's
be
a little
that,
too different.
You have
Fallout,
Fallout,
yeah,
but
Last
you
of
also
Us,
have Last of Us.
I mean, movie though,
Let's see.
because the Zelda is going to be a live action movie, not a
I like
series,
Fallout
right?
more than Last of Us show.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
But it's also got
Without
more
spoilers,
humor
people
to
are
it.
not going to be happy with the second season.
Woo!
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What about the original Street Fighter?
I'm going to
For
get
me,
in my
it was
boat
Tuesday.
and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. Now, who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
So here's an inverse of that question. What is the best movie to video game adaptation? Because that opens up a lot
Wait.
more.
Are you saying it the other way? Like
Saying the other way
movie to
around. The
video
movie was turned into a video game. So you have the GoldenEye games, like James Bond games. you have-
Chronicles of Riddick.
that started as a movie.
Escape from
game.
Butcher Bay.
It's a great game.
Fucking great.
There's a lot of like The Mummy was a great game. If you ever played that on like PlayStation 2, it was awesome. And then you have the Lion King game could be
Aladdin.
Aladdin. There's a lot of stuff that's been turned into a game from
Chronicles
from
of
The
Riddick.
Punisher on for PlayStation 2.
Punisher
I
Nick
still-
Fury.
I got
I
mine.
still hold firm that that's one of my favorite video games of all time. And Tom Jane voiced the Punisher in that game. So that's technically a movie turned
Right, it's the same
video
actor,
game.
right?
That
I
was
would
very
say
good.
Spider-Man game. The first Spider-Man game
Spider-Man
on
the movie.
You
PlayStation
beat
2.
those guys
Spider-Man-
up? How embarrassing.
Yeah. That game was phenomenal, and it's voiced by Tobey Maguire, and it was the same thing. So I would say that
on
might be my
game.
Spider-Man 1.
That was like I could not wait to get my hands on that shit.
I have it
Couldn't
beat
stop
though.
playing it.
I have the greatest of all time,
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's hard to play it now, though.
It is very hard to play.
Very hard to play now.
because it doesn't have
Well,
dual
it's
input.
because you're using
You
one
can't turn
analog
and shoot.
stick
Yeah, you can't turn and shoot
Yeah.
at the same time.
when you
Like
get hit.
running it. It's doing
The music, my ringtone is
The
GoldenEye.
pause music was the best, though.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my ringtone. It's the pause music.
this.
One of the greatest games of all time. Playing that.
It's funny because I think the last time I brought this up, I know Amazon has the rights to 007. They did Fallout. So does that give us any hope that they could actually do 007 justice?
A new 007.
I mean, Prime has been coming out with good shit. And I will say that I like Reacher a lot. I have to watch the third
Watching
season
that.
now, but I powered through the first 2 seasons. And my dad has been reading those books for a long time now. Lee Child writes them, the Reacher series. And they've done movies with, what's his name? Tom Cruise as well. But the TV show with Alan Ritchson is on Prime. And that's a very, very good show. So, I mean, Prime does put out good TV shows.
Boys.
The Boys, yeah. Invincible's also fantastic.
Yep.
We laugh about it, but Vox Machina, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, really good cartoon
Critical
show.
Role.
Is that what that's about? I didn't understand.
Yeah, so there's a podcast that does Dungeons and Dragons sessions, and it's all starring voice actors and like celebrities and shit. And it's called Critical Role. And it's very popular. And what they did was they took the first campaign that they ever did live, and they adapted it into a cartoon, and that's what Vox Machina is. It's the name of their guild in the game. So it ended up getting fully funded on like one of those Patreon things, whatever the fuck. Enough people backed it that they ended up making a show. But now
There's
it's,
no other podcast in the world, it's just occurred to me, that goes from pro wrestling talk to peeing on the toilet seat to video game talk. There's nobody. nobody
Pretty
else.
smooth.
Say that it's
Pretty smooth.
Nobody else.
a bunch of
And
guys.
I wanted to bring it back to what we were talking about. I'm sorry I shifted off of that, but we were talking about best video game adaptation in the movie. But what's the worst that you've played? I know we know like
game
the
that-
legend. Yeah, what is the worst
E.T.
you've
E.T.
played
on the Atari.
and you played it?
well, that's movie to game.
Total Recall for the
That's what-
Nintendo was awful.
We're talking movie to game or game to movie?
Jaws was awful on Nintendo.
Friday the
Terrible.
13th.
A movie
on
to
Nintendo.
game.
Friday the
Sorry, movie-
13th, terrible.
movie to game.
Yeah.
Splatterhouse was awesome though. That was
The Dukes of Hazzard.
No, but I own the
show,
fucking ET game on Atari, and that was a horrible fucking game.
it's a legendary.
There's been some early great ones, like the Batman on NES was great. Dick Tracy on the NES was great.
Yep.
So there's some good ones out there, but there's also like horrible ones, like
Trash.
fucking Total Recall.
Batman Returns on the Genesis was great too.
I had it on Game Gear.
Yeah,
It was
hell yeah.
amazing.
I still have my Game Gear.
So if you game Batman Returns, I got at Christmas on Game Gear.
You could throw the fucking batarangs in that game.
fucking
And shit.
great.
It was
Jurassic
Loved,
Park.
loved it. That was good too.
Jurassic
I love
Park.
that game.
Yeah.
You know what game I missed? The X-Men game from Sega Genesis,
Oh yeah, I was
where you
just
could
thinking
flip
of that.
between like Wolverine
That was the
or
reason I got a
Cyclops.
Sega Genesis. I
That
had a
was an
sleepover at my
incredible
friend's
game.
house in first grade. and he had that
Uncanny
game.
Children of the Atom or something
I think you said Children of the Atom.
like that.
Yeah, there was like a couple of those arcade games. And
so
then you know what was another good one a lot of people don't talk about? The Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. That was another good one. They had Spider-Man, Wolverine, like a few guys in there.
I remember that.
It's a tough game though. The fucking Juggernaut level is
The
like
Juggernaut.
unforgivable.
I loved Maximum Carnage though for Sega Genesis too.
Red
I
cartridge.
used to have that. I gave it
Red
away.
Cartridge, yeah, classic.
You know another sick one on N64? Mission Impossible.
That was good.
Really good game
That was
on
actually
N64.
surprisingly good during the they're trying to capitalize on the GoldenEye
Yeah.
potential.
It was
but
that
good.
game was a great alternative to GoldenEye, and you
But
had
it
the mission
wasn't-
where you go through the lasers.
Wasn't multiplayer.
It wasn't multiplayer, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
and
it
you had
was
to, like-
really good
that was
gunplay when you go through
Very
the lasers and you got to
Well,
like
even the
swing through
multiplayer
them.
in GoldenEye was like an afterthought. They put that in the game in like the last 2 weeks of development.
Who'd
It
you always
wasn't
play
originally
as?
supposed to be in there.
Who'd you play as in
Odd Job.
Odd Job?
Cheap fuck.
I was either Baron's what was his name? Baron something, Baron Zarinsky, and then I was always Michigan.
I always put paintball mode on. I just loved
I
it.
like to see the
Well, you could do the paintball on the wall, so you know that if I'm
they
in
have the big
area,
head
which
mode
is like
too.
yeah, I didn't
big
like
head
that.
mode,
Didn't
paintball
like the
mode.
big
That's great.
Fucking
I like just taking out the watch and like lasering somebody
Yeah,
in the eye, like
yeah.
you know.
You know, that was another underrated game.
Dual wielding. Fucking,
That was the first
Oh,
hard.
dude.
James Bond Nightfire was an excellent game.
that was good. I remember that.
That utilized a lot more of the gadgets and stuff. You can use the laser in the watch to break
Yep.
locks and shit.
Yep.
There
was
was
very
a
gadget-
Moonraker kind of
gadget
thing,
heavy,
you know, in the game. There was like you had to stop a rocket, you end up in space.
Is that PS2?
Nightfire was a great game. Yeah, I think it was on GameCube as well.
It was good.
I played it on PlayStation.
Well, speaking of games and specifically, a lot of those 007 games were great too. There was another one on PS2. I don't know if it's Tomorrow Never Dies or something.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
I would always gamble. There was a mission where you got to go to a casino
Gamble.
and win enough money.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I would just gamble in that game.
Yep.
I don't know if we don't have it up on the
The
screen.
Nightfire
there.
was one of my
Need the
top
button
favorites.
for it.
I actually enjoyed that more than
Pierce
GoldenEye.
Brosnan was a great fucking James Bond.
Pierce Brosnan was the best James Bond.
I agree with that. Sean
Wow,
Connery.
really?
but-
Sean Connery was the greatest.
But he would be second on my list.
Pierce
Daniel
Brosnan,
Craig's
dude.
up there.
No.
Daniel Craig was fantastic.
I just never watched any of them, but I heard he's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I heard he's been great.
It's crazy.
In
Why,
fact,
what do you,
if-
what,
if you
is
look-
it the visual? Like
If
you
you
don't
look,
see
there's
him as
actually
James
a
Bond?
doodle that Ian Fleming did with a newspaper cartoonist conceptualizing what he thought James Bond looked like.
What was that?
And Daniel Craig actually looks the most like what Ian Fleming envisioned Bond to look like, except, with black hair and not blonde. But he had like a scar on his face. He
What's
was like
on
a tougher
SmackDown,
looking
right?
guy. It
He's
wasn't
a
like
skull-
this, like
Pretty boy.
debonair, pretty boy.
Yeah.
In fact, initially he didn't want Sean Connery as Bond because he was
Too
known as like a
spiffy?
pretty boy typed. And then it wasn't until they were, filming Dr. No and they could see how he was acting that he kind of like came around to it. But he wasn't his first choice as Bond.
What I was gonna segue into one of the other topics we had tonight while we're talking about video games and a lot of Nintendo stuff is I remember you guys put the announcement of like when the Switch is coming out. I'm like, I don't remember them even announcing this, and I guess it leaked. What's the story with
You
that?
never
They
saw
got
the Switch like when they unveiled it and showed what it looks like and all that?
An official reveal by Nintendo?
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it-
remember that.
Basically,
This happened a couple
all
months ago.
the accessory makers during like the early part of the year, they were at an expo and they were showing off Switch 2 accessories. So then it really leaked out that pretty much all the specs were coming out and leaked. So Nintendo basically had to head it off because it was just being so. It went viral basically. It was just like a viral event where everybody's like, "Oh, the Switch 2's imminent." All this.
You can't keep anything under wraps these days.
No, because it's already manufactured. They already have to have 100,000 units ready to go in 3 months.
Cases for it and
Exactly.
protective glass.
So it's just a reality.
That's a
to it,
testament to the fact that
we
they
just
were able to
can't
hide
keep a
Luke
secret
Skywalker in
anymore.
this
That's
in
the
that,
thing.
in
It's
that
but nobody wants to be surprised.
Mandalorian show.
They
The
wanna
fact
go
they were
viral,
able to keep that under wraps, like
right? There's very few things.
What's
that's
different
these
about it?
days.
Is there anything?
It's definitely
They
larger.
didn't tell us
The-
other
light
than
up
what it looks like.
analogs.
Yeah, it's larger. They changed the analog, so it hopefully won't have drift anymore. It's a more solid analog stick there.
Doesn't look really anything. Which I'm
Definitely
not saying I need them to do something drastically different. It just seems like every time they come
It's-
out with a new system,
it's the
there's
first
something
system.
drastically
It's the
different.
first Nintendo
They should
system.
just call it the Switch Pro Max. 'Cause that's what it is.
It's the first Nintendo system to ever have a 2. They've never
That's true.
repeated with that.
That is true.
It was super. Everybody knows the.
I
rest
don't.
of them.
Well,
I didn't even think
Nintendo and
about
Super
that.
Nintendo, I feel like are kind
I
of
did
one
no,
and two.
no,
Not-
no,
not
no,
It's
two.
not Nintendo.
I actually
2.
don't like it now that you said that. They're
Super.
ruining the
The
I
lore.
guess the lore and prestige of Nintendo Switch 2.
But it's
almost
also
like a,
you don't. Somebody
better than
made a good
Wii
point.
U, I
Don't.
guess.
But
don't
It's
kill
honest.
your own like. It's honest. It is. That's exactly
it
what
looks
why
it is.
couldn't they
exactly
just call
like
it
that.
Super Switch.
Super Switch would have been, I think.
That would have been a
reminiscent.
nice
I think we
callback.
talked about that.
Maybe
too.
the
I've
super
said
term has
that
just been aged
before.
out.
Nah,
Now it's plus
Nintendo,
or
it's
Pro.
ageless.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Switch Pro Max.
Switch Pro Max.
See, but then it was Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then it changed into other things. Now it's Nintendo Switch. You know what I mean? Now it's a.
What was Nintendo 64? Nintendo Entertainment.
Well, and they had the
System.
Wii and the Wii U, which is it's like
Eh.
not 2, but
I don't know
U.
that this is something that's like a day one purchase for me because I didn't buy the Switch until Twilight Princess came out.
To Chris's
The end
point
of the
too,
line.
we haven't gotten the full reveal, so I feel like it's still not commonly known.
Metroid 4 looks good though.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised they showed it off yesterday. That Switch event was very odd because it was
Been
sort of
waiting
like
for that forever.
the last Switch original kind of focus show. You figure
Yeah.
from now on, on April 2nd. They're going to have the full announcement, full
But
reveal.
the console's coming out this year, and then they're still releasing high quality games for the original Switch.
That's great. And
Yeah,
it's
but are
fully
they
backwards
fixing
compatible.
their multiplayer? Are they creating a party system?
Yeah,
Are they
there's a
doing
new
anything that
update.
makes
There's
people want to play with their friends on the system and not have to fucking link to their phone and a chat of some sort?
As a matter of fact, as
I
we
would like
got on
them-
the show, somebody just said there's a new Nintendo Switch Online overview trailer coming out. So there's a whole update coming.
We'll see.
My question
I hope
is,
they fix
if
that
it
shit.
makes your existing library better, would you be more interested?
I don't really have much of a library. I only have a couple
Really?
games. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I have a lot of physical games for the Switch. Actually, a lot. I have a lot of the carts.
So it's backwards
that's one of the
compatible.
only systems
I
I
only buy
actually
the
have
physical games for the
Nintendo, I buy physical.
I started.
But then you
doing- I
need your
started
system
doing
to play it. That's the other, like the drawback of it is you need to always have.
What are the launch titles? Is it giving me another Mario? Is there because Mario Kart doesn't entice me enough to?
Same.
I know they
don't
were
give a
talking
shit
about
about
a Mario Kart, but
Wow,
Mario
this is the
Kart.
first time I've ever felt like I'm not crazy because I really don't give a shit about Mario Kart, and I always get crucified for
Mario
that.
Kart's a great like secondary or
fun
third
f-
game
for
that you
5
pick
minutes.
up,
Doesn't move systems.
but it's not something. I gotta get this system to play Mario Kart. I don't care.
There's some people that treat it that way. There's some people
Not
that
Mario
really
Kart.
take Mario
Some.
Kart seriously.
No, Zelda, yes. Metroid,
Super Smash
Mario
Brothers.
for
Smash
sure.
is one of those titles.
Smash, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, I expect to see like a new Mario game.
Well, they haven't had a
Mario
Mario.
Luigi.
Mario Odyssey came out 2016.
Was it that long ago?
I think so. Yeah, it's almost been 10 years since we
That
had
might be right.
a Mario,
Right.
release.
Where's our fact checker from the dungeon? Let us know when
It was pre-pandemic.
Mario Odyssey
for
came
sure.
out.
Yeah, it's
Or de
2016
facto.
because it was before I got to Apple.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 2016.
Mm-hmm.
What price point you think?
$400,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Probably around that.
Thinking $399.
$399.
If it's anything
Yeah.
lower, I'd be happily pleasantly
Maybe
surprised.
350, but I doubt
That's already
300.
$350. That's how much the Switch OLED is right now.
I'm sure it'll have an OLED display just by
Gotta be
default.
standard.
That's-
What I'm saying is they
Might not.
Do you think it'll stream like how the the PlayStation Portal does, or
No, it's its own console
Still
itself.
gonna be
is
built
it going to
into
have
it?
4K docked?
Yes. Or up-res 1440p.
You're guessing yes or it's official yes?
Oh, I'm guessing.
they don't
yes.
know? It's very little known.
April 2nd.
Wow.
We'll know.
So Dungeon said October 27th, 2017.
Oh,
Shit.
2017.
You know, still 8 years. It's a long time. That's a long time for
Oh damn!
expect me. Yeah, I would be. I want Nintendo to graduate into the 4K era, and I really hope that they take advantage of some of this like up-res capability that
doubt it.
Fingers crossed. I'm just saying.
Doubt it.
Otherwise, it's not gonna. It's gonna be like a pro. It's gonna be.
It's gonna
similar,
be,
it'll sell like a pro.
On the quality of like a PlayStation 4 Pro game.
I feel like when you're playing video games, if you're playing a Nintendo,
4K.
playing a Nintendo is like going to a pizza party. It's fun, pizza. Yeah, we like pizza.
When's the last time you went to a pizza party?
I'm just
How old are you?
saying, metaphorically speaking, it's like a pizza party.
The last time a corporation.
Whereas
tried to
when you
jerk
play
off,
on
they
a
left.
PlayStation or a PC, it's like eating a steak. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't really go for the
understand.
Nintendo experience anymore.
I understand that.
It's just too watered down. It's
Play
a simple. It's
Zelda.
fun. They play up to like.
I
oh,
play
yeah,
the Switch
simple.
while I take a shit, and I sit down when I shit. I don't know what you do. Do you stand up and shit?
Yeah, but you're saying you're a
Hovers,
steak eater, but
hovers.
then by not playing Zelda, that's like saying I like to eat steak, but I refuse to eat Wagyu.
That's not like you.
Oh yes, it
Not
is.
4K.
The
You ever
mechanics
played it?
of
So how you
bad
gonna
frame.
know it's not
You
like
shit
that?
standing up.
Got a bad refresh rate.
How do you know?
I don't, but
That's
you
why
actually apparently you're
Doesn't
supposed
want to
to.
put your butt on the toilet bowl seats. Toilet bowl seats are
Not
dirty.
true. Some things you can't avoid.
Your ass is clean and hairy, and you don't want to put that on
You
the
used to
toilet
your
seat.
BJ's Porterhouse steaks, and you're happy with that. But I'm just saying that there's
Sick.
fucking Wagyu out there.
You're sick.
Yeah, it's not Wagyu.
His face.
Not
just-
Wagyu.
I love it. It's so good.
It's not
No,
bad.
apparently he's supposed to stand. I don't. I'm not saying. Apparently he's supposed to. That's what they do in India or whatever. They stand over a hole and
They
you
hover.
squat.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why they
Well,
got
the
the squatty
Japanese
potties
squat
and
over a
stuff.
hole.
That's not
so-
standing.
I'd have shit everywhere. Shit all
Listen,
over
I got a
the walls.
bidet.
A
I
bidet.
got the cleanest ass out of any of you guys.
You're full of
all
shit. I have a
don't know.
bidet, and I got mine first.
I told you to
My
get it.
lord.
No, you didn't.
I told you to get it.
did not.
I had a whole conversation with your dad in the living room for 45 minutes about a
He had
bidet,
the
and
conversation
then the
with
next
his friend
week you had a
Mark
bidet.
first, and his friend Mark was the one that put it in for him because he already had it.
I remember specifically. I had the whole conversation with your dad, and the next week the thing was installed.
Because his friend convinced him to do it.
No, well, his friend did it for him.
Yeah,
Come on,
'cause
can't
he
you
already
admit
had
it that the
one.
Beacon of Health
See?
talked you into getting a bidet?
Talked his dad into getting it, and then
Beacon
he
of
got
Health.
it.
I mean, I've always wanted one because I mean, come on, that's like the cleanest you could possibly get. That and
And that's not even. I
wipes,
had mine first because I was telling him about how I had it.
a bidet and baby wipes. You're never gonna have a
I don't
cleaner
want to
ass than
sprinkle
that.
her up my ass.
It's not quite how it works.
I don't wanna
That's
hose
a
in-
little
guess.
bit like it. You know, it's like a super soaker that goes straight to
I
your
don't know.
asshole.
I'm not.
I don't want to hose in my ass.
First
pussy.
of all, they're not spraying dirty toilet water. We should be sponsored by Tushy for all of our
Tushy.
6 people still watching. But no,
Well,
it's
8
not spraying
people.
dirty
If
water.
one
It's
of the 8
spraying
people
like
watching is
fresh from the
Tushy,
source
you know?
water
Where's the source coming from?
The tank.
from fucking upstate
It's
New
from
York.
The tank.
What
Yeah,
tank?
it's pretty much before it
The
gets
tank
to the
behind
bowl.
Before it gets to the bowl, you
Yeah,
route it.
yeah.
That
It's the
tank
same
has got
thing.
clean water in it. You
Yeah.
drink from that?
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
fucking
you
tap
could.
water.
I wouldn't.
You could. What do you mean? It's the rusted pipes that
It's still in
sitting
proximity to the bowl.
But you're not drinking it; it's squirting your ass. You ain't drinking it.
Exactly.
You don't know pimples in your
We ain't
ass.
treating it like a fucking water fountain. here.
Nothing.
No. If
You're
you,
not
if you really
taking
want
your
to know,
turn, dude.
do you? I'm sorry.
No, I know.
That's horrible.
This is news to me. I
What, a
guess
bidet?
they do it in
Bidet.
Europe, and it's a thing.
It's a
That,
very
Those are
clean
great.
thing. If you get shit all over your hands, are you gonna wipe it with a
Why
paper
I get
towel? Or
shit
you're
all
gonna
over my
wash your hands. I'm
hands?
just saying, if you had to touch shit, are you gonna wipe it
why am I touching
with
shit?
if somebody threw shit at you? Are you gonna wipe
Why would
yourself
someone throw shit at
with a
me?
paper towel, or are you gonna wash yourself with water and soap, or just at least water?
Hose myself down in a bidet.
Exactly.
You'd have to have soap and shit,
Don't.
though.
It's more and more people stop watching as they're like, I don't want to hear about this.
Now we're down to 6.
Yeah, they were gonna leave anyway.
See, it's a sin.
Yeah, look, we're up to 9. They're back.
They're back. Hey,
69.
welcome back.
We're going up and
We're-
down.
we're
We're
viewer
moving
watching.
up in the world now.
Just change the podcast to piss, shit, and vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
What else we got on tap? Because I got to take a shit. Speaking of,
I gotta
see?
Yeah,
piss.
you pounded
I'm about
all
to
that
piss
fucking
on
taco
Rob's
sauce.
toilet seat.
film it, stream it,
Literally, he's gonna stream.
Steady stream.
Yeah, stream the stream.
Ubisoft.
Still
What's going on with
across the
Ubisoft and Tencent? I thought they made
Oh,
mobile
yeah.
games like fucking
Everybody's well, not
PUBG
everybody.
Mobile or
This
something.
big hate campaign on the new Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Hate campaign.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
a bit mad because it's a black samurai, but the guy was a real fucking person, so fuck them.
Yeah, people don't know about it. I don't know why they don't read books, but so there's big hate campaign anyway. It's doing pretty good, but now I just kicked the camera. Damn it.
Help!
Send the
It's
show.
over. End it.
Oh
Turn
my
it off.
god, it's
Don't
over!
stop.
Hate campaign.
It's over!
But anyway, China invested like $1 billion into Ubisoft. They spun off 3 of their main franchises: Assassin's Creed, fucking I don't know, not Ghost Recon, but 2 others,
Rainbow
into like
Six.
into a separate business. Yeah, so Siege. What's the other one there? What's another big Ubisoft?
Ghost Recon.
Far Cry. That was the other one. It was actually Far Cry. Spun it off into
Where's
a separate
Splinter Cell,
business.
man? I'm just
Separate
I
studio or
don't
something,
understand.
right?
In the era of ray tracing, how is there not a Splinter Cell game?
It's messed up, man.
Did you guys hear
Makes
that
the most
Niantic
sense.
sold to the Saudis now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Who?
selling the
Yeah.
whole country. actually. Did
Niantic
you hear
is the
that?
company that makes the
Whole
Pokemon
country's for
Go.
sale.
But I mean that game's already going down the toilet. Not somebody that's played
Yeah,
it more
but
than
it's
anybody.
more about the topographical information that they learned about the entire fucking planet.
Yeah, they
Right.
took a ton
So
of.
it's
Well, actually, it's
user-uploaded
weird.
information.
They spun that off into a whole AR business. So Niantic saved all that AR scanning that everybody did. They spun that into a separate business.
Good
and they sold
geo-mapping.
off all the Pokemon Go rights and the rest of the game. Yeah, weird.
Hey, after that TCG Pocket, nobody's playing Go anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
that's fucking
They made it
crazy.
too
If
hard
you-
to play with
Yeah, that's
bullshit
true.
max raids and stuff that nobody wants to do.
Well, I think the downfall of Pokemon Go was after the pandemic. They kind of got rid of being able to do remote raids and all that kind of shit.
Right,
And I think
yep.
that turned a lot of people off because, like,
Yeah.
I'm not going out and doing this shit no more. Why would you take away the feature that made it accessible for people to be able to do it from home?
And monetize it. They didn't even take it away. They just
and
made
they
it more
cracked down
expensive.
on people like you that were trying to spoof and go to different locations because they forced you to.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what
Think I'm gonna go to London to
nail in
fucking
the
play
coffin.
Pokemon Go all day? Like, come on. Yeah, they made it too hard
and
to
the
play.
fact that they charge for these communities days too. On top of it, it's like, oh, you want to participate, you got to pay $10 or whatever the fuck it is. So I'm like, that's ridiculous because you're not even getting guaranteed anything for that money. You still got to go out and play the fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's fucked.
Yeah, Pokemon Go's dead. How much money did you spend on Pocket already today?
Oh man,
Oh no, I'm only doing the
These
one.
guys are sick. These guys need fucking help.
No, I'm not.
Help.
I did the 100 for the pack, and then that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I got everything. They gave me every shiny card this go around, so I got no complaints. Money well spent.
I haven't even opened the new pack yet. I know there was another one that they just
Oh,
dropped,
dude, yeah,
right?
there's a whole new shinies.
Nice.
You go get your shine
Get
box.
your shine box.
Look at your fucking Chinese. Oh,
Well-
speaking of Pokemon, I figured I mentioned that I part-time stream for Rip and Ship Gaming now. I do
Rip and Ship.
pack openings and stuff on their Twitch stream. Probably going to be there either Monday or Tuesday. It's going to be either Monday or Tuesday and Thursdays. Definitely Thursdays.
Are you the real life Peter Griffin?
And
Who's that?
it's really funny because
Take the
I don't
glasses
know
off.
the cards like that. And one of the first packages that I opened was the fucking like Chase Umbreon card. That's like
Rob, you
$13.
have the greatest RNG in life.
He
When
pulled the Bret Hart
When it
card.
comes to collectibles and opening a fucking pack of cards, you got 2 Giratinas. You're just blessed.
Take him to
you
a
just
trade
open
show
a pack
and
of
open up a
cards, and
pack
you're
of,
gonna. I don't want to open cards next to you because you're gonna get the good deck, and I'm gonna get the bad deck.
We should
And it's
take
funny
him
because
to
in everything else in life, I have terrible fucking luck.
take him
Oh,
to
that's horseshit.
a
Everybody
card
loves you
show
and
and let him
hates us.
open up a pack of 86 basketball flair.
Ooh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want to do like a whatnot or whatever they
for
call it
some,
type of thing, where
like-
somebody opens the deck for you, just have Rob.
He
do
would
it.
be the one to
Some
pull Michael
rookie-
Jordan rookie card.
I was gonna say, yeah. Let's get the.
I
rookie
would. I
card.
wouldn't even know what it was. I'd be like, oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
it's Michael Jordan.
I know this guy.
Wow, is that
$250,000 card.
Is
I
it
actually
the same
recognize this
Michael
guy.
Jordan? Is
Michael
it the same guy or is it an older guy named Michael Jordan?
It would be like buried in a
Who's
Tupperware
Dr.
crate
J?
somewhere.
Fucking dude, swear to God. It's funny. I see Triple H ripping packs. They keep posting that.
Telling you. So when we had that box rip with the WWE tops, I was getting them for like $30 a box. I bought 4 boxes. We did 2 that time. I got another 2 the following week. Now they're sold out everywhere. You cannot get them, and they're all flipping for about $70 a box, and that's just a base box.
Wasn't I the one that
There's
pulled
5
Bret Hart for
I
you?
just said that. Like, hello,
See, what I thought was
I gotta go.
cooler than those and better than those is back in the day they had WWE Fleer cards, and they actually I have 2 good ones. I have one to cut out a Triple H's shirt, and a cutout of WrestleMania ring, a little piece of the ring canvas.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
Hey, Joe, didn't I pull Bret?
I can't wait to see that. I gotta watch that back. I'm gonna fucking clip that.
That time.
Legit. Just
This fucking guy. He's just in another world. He's in his own ADHD
Help.
brain. Just
yes.
sorry about
The
it.
best is when he replies, "Huh."
Ah, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
I can't hear shit.
It's like I just. All
We're all
right.
talking over each other.
There's a thing. Forget it.
It's too confusing for me. Help.
Just another
Oh.
day in the life of the real life Peter Griffin.
That's right. Just
Always
another
Space
day in the
Cadet
life.
Griffin.
William Regal
I
still.
don't fucking know nothing about nothing.
Nothing but nothing means
I
nothing.
just show up for the 1% star power that I provide to the show.
Yeah.
Let you guys do the thing.
Doing the thing, yeah.
So-
I did want to ask a question, but I think you guys want to wrap up, so maybe we'll
you
save
can't
it for
just
the
do
next
that
one.
and then edge me.
Oh, see?
It's the soup question.
Save it till next week when we
Not
forget.
the
the soup
fucking
question.
soup can
Soup
question.
soup question.
No, you've done this to us.
Oh
in
my
We haven't
fucking
done it on the show. We
God.
haven't discussed this.
I
And
feel
it's
like
just
this should be
another
on an
reason.
episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's like,
Just another reason for you
Chris
guys
is
to
Larry
string
Chris
me
is
up.
the Christian
I'm too
Larry
tired.
David.
I don't have the
Glutton
energy.
for
No
punishment, maybe. I don't know.
That's
a
it.
soup question.
Well, we'll
I've
save
heard
it for
this
next week.
For 7 fucking
Every time I
years.
watch that show, I'm like, Chris would find himself in this situation.
Oh, always.
You know what?
Only the beacon of health would take a soup can from a fucking homeless person.
That's
would-
not. That's a mischaracterization of the truth.
It wouldn't
you
be.
can't take-
It wouldn't be a break room.
Do you guys want to
episode.
start it, or do you want to wait for
No.
next week?
It
We'll
wouldn't
save
be a
for
break
next
room
week.
Save it.
episode if we weren't whining about something nostalgic.
I got a
And
better
I have
idea.
one. I have one.
Post the question as a poll, and then we'll come back to it next week.
How about
We'll see
you
what the
post the
poll-
question as a poll and tag us in it so fucking people
could
see
do
this
that.
shit?
People actually
Fucking
watch.
guy, yeah, the 1,100 people will get
Is it wrong if you donate to
the
a
same
fucking-
7
No,
people
because
might
he's
have.
gonna.
Well,
You're
well,
gonna
well,
ask anytime you guys ask it. You ask it in a leading way. You guys are
Leading
incapable. You guys are incapable
I
of not
go to donate
asking.
soup cans to a fucking homeless
No.
shelter.
See, he's
And
already
I
leading
see
it.
something that I like in there.
It's a leading question.
Is it wrong for me to take the thing I like and put shit that I don't want?
Ooh,
in
piece of
there?
candy.
It
It's a
is
leading.
wrong.
You're leading them.
Either
That's
way,
not
you're
a
taking
fair
away
way
from
to
the
ask the
mouths
question.
of fucking
He's
homeless.
already given his answer. That's not the fair way that you can ask the question. You have to ask
Fair?
it in a
What's
neutral
fair
way.
about
Fucking
it?
phrase it. Hurry up.
You want me to phrase the question?
How
You
would
can
you
tune
ask
in
the
next
question?
Phrase
week.
it in the Beacon of Health way.
There's a soup drive at work, okay? So there's a soup drive at work. There's a box in the break room where everybody could drop their donations in.
Oh.
Most people don't donate.
Oh.
You decide that you're going to donate, let's just say 20 cans of soup.
Oh.
So you reach into the donation box and you drop 20 cans of soup out of the kindness of your own heart.
Yeah.
But when
Now
you're
who's
reach
framing?
when you're reaching into the box,
This guy's Thomas
you see your
Jefferson.
favorite can of soup and you realize you're a little hungry. Now, it's not one of the cans that you put in, but you did put in 20 cans, but you see another can of whatever it may be, your favorite soup, you're hungry, you're in the break room, you grab the can of soup out. Are you a bad person?
Piece of shit.
Or are you a
no
good person?
motherfucker,
right.
Hulk Hogan.
You
I'll
have the
beat the
means
fuck
to go
out
out
of
We're
you.
just
Hold
going
on,
to talk. Let's do it.
hold
Let's
on.
fucking talk
Here,
about
here,
it
bring-
now.
bring it on.
If you're going to lead them now, then
Is-
we'll answer the question now.
Is there one less can of soup than there would have been had
Yeah.
you donated all
Or
20?
is there 19
no
more
more.
cans of soup? Because if you never crossed that box,
No,
there would have been no
no,
donation of
that's
20
not how it
cans.
works. That's- you
How is
don't
that not
take-
how it works?
It's not how it works.
You
It's
just
not-
put 20
it's not
cans
the
of
leave
soup
a
in
penny,
there.
Take a penny. It's not the leave a
It's
penny. take a penny.
leaving 20 pennies and taking 1 penny,
No.
which
No,
is
he
a
could
net
have-
gain
no.
of 19
It's
pennies.
donating. It's
No.
not.
If we're gonna
it's
talk
not for
pennies-
taking.
You're taking a donation.
I would.
You're
that's-
placing a
That's like
donation.
going
Chris
into,
can't be in
that's
charge
like
of
We're
going
the
answering.
into
money.
We're
a
answering.
waitress's fucking jar of
Right.
fucking dollars.
Right.
Like, I
That's
could
like
use a-
asking a waitress for change.
No.
Yeah. I'll give you $20. Give
No,
me $1 back.
that's
Are you an
like-
asshole,
no, no,
or are
no,
you
no.
happy to get the $19?
No.
That's like if I was going to tip the
a
waitress
net gain.
$10, I had the intent of tipping 10, and then in her jar of money was a $2 bill that I wanted.
You know what makes it wrong? You know what makes it
and
wrong?
I want the $2 bill.
you
so what
have
do I
the
do?
means to go get that
I give
soup
her
that you
8
like.
instead of 10.
Yeah.
You're just
Doesn't
grabbing
make
it in the
any
moment.
sense.
No, it's
You're
wrong.
taking it in a moment.
But you also had the means that you
You're
donated
stealing
20
a can.
cans of
You're
soup.
stealing a donated can
You're
of soup.
giving 20.
He's
You're
stealing.
giving 20 and
No,
taking
no.
1. That's a
Chris steals
net
from poor
gain.
people.
There are 19 more people that are
Chris
being
is like
fed.
Brett Favre.
There are
Could've been
19
20.
more people that are being fed
Could've
that
been
wouldn't
20.
have been fed if you had never crossed that box.
Could have been 20. Now there's one
But
more
it-
person
right.
who doesn't
It could have been
Yeah,
0,
what-
but you donated 20 cans
Just
and you
took-
took 1, so
You
it's
just
19
took a
people.
meal from a homeless
No, you didn't.
person.
You gave a meal to 19 people.
You gave 19 meals, but you took one meal
It never
away.
was in their hands. It was never in their
They
possession.
were about
Down
to get it. You
neck.
took
They
it
weren't
away.
about to
Yes.
get it. Sitting in a box for a
If
month.
it's
Sitting in a box, it was
if
getting
it's in the
donated. If you
donation
didn't touch
box-
it, it was going to
yes,
them.
If it's in the donation box,
Yeah, it was going
it's
to them.
donated.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
off.
moment.
It's off.
I'm not going back for it. I'm good.
That's like going to a homeless guy in the street in New York City and you throw him a $5 and they're like, oh, fuck, I want to get a hot dog. And you go back and you give him $3.
No, because that's a different
Oh, no,
offset.
he's got $3.
That's 5 to 3. That's
No,
a
he's
two
got-
two difference.
That's $3.
We're talking 20.
That's
Okay,
$3
so
more
hold
than
on,
he did
hold on,
have.
hold on. Back up.
Back up.
Let's change the
Would you
premises
do
a
the
little
same
bit.
thing with a toy drive?
Let's change the premise a little bit. Well, if you're spending $1,000 on toys and you're taking $20
You're
worth of
taking
toys,
a meal away from someone who can't.
you're
hasn't
giving
had
a
the-
meal.
You're giving 19 meals.
Yeah.
You're taking one away.
Okay, so then I could just say I'm going to keep one of my own cans, and then I give 19, and
That would be better
that's
because
okay.
you bought that, and it's your prerogative what you do with the thing before you put it
No,
in.
but
It's
that
the
wasn't
same
that
thing.
wasn't
You're
the
taking
question.
somebody else's
you
donation.
took a can that was already in there that wasn't yours that you bought with your money because it was your favorite.
I never did this, by the way. This is just the shit that crosses my
You
mind.
undid somebody
you
else's
would do it.
donation.
No, I didn't.
But you would.
I didn't do it, and I thought that I
didn't
should
say
have
you
been
did,
allowed to.
But you would do it because
No, I wouldn't do it,
You would do
but
it.
I would want to.
would want to.
And here's where it goes
Why
back.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it?
What's the
Because
can of
I knew
soup?
I would
What's
be
this
judged
can? What's
unfairly.
this?
Who cares?
You would be judged.
How would they know if they
Yeah,
didn't
you
see you
would
to
be
do it?
And here's the
Especially-
reality, too.
especially
I
people who
donated
don't
the
like
cans
you.
of soup. I fucking brought fucking 20 cans of soup in, and then I saw a cup of noodles, which are fucking worth 30 cents. That's not even a real donation.
Homeless people don't have 30 cents.
Fucking get at it. They got 30 cents. They can fucking sit outside of a Staples for 5 seconds and get 30 cents to get a cup of noodles. They just don't have the hot water to boil it, which is another reason why you shouldn't donate a cup of noodles anyway, because how are they going to eat it? They're just going to eat a brick of noodles. And I wanted that cup of noodles because I was hungry.
What if you're donating cans they can't open because they don't have a can opener? Or if they
Well,
don't have the brick lid?
then again, they're probably at a drive of some sort. Maybe this
The
is
shelters
planned.
have to provide it.
I don't like this conversation. I don't
You can make heat. You can make fire.
I
Fucking
don't like
cavemen
talking
created
about
fire.
homeless people. It's a sensitive topic for me. I don't like
It's very, but I donated the fucking thing. And none of you even donated. So you're acting,
ask
if you
if we
didn't
donated.
donate anything,
20 cans
you're a worse person
turning
than
to
somebody that.
19.
So you're telling me that somebody that donates
That
nothing.
wasn't the question.
Let me ask you that. If somebody donates nothing, they're a better person than the person that donated 20 cans and took one?
They're a better person, yes, but the
That's
person
horseshit.
No, I'm saying the person who donated is a better person. I agree, but that person's also a dick.
Well, I can live with that. I can live with
There
that.
we go. That's what we needed.
He's a dick and he's got
New
a
England
Morally
clam chowder.
ambiguous.
Jesus, I haven't had New England clam chowder in years. Takes the fucking can. I just wanted. That's some George Costanza shit.
But you
man.
would have
That is-
never had.
that is
That's
Bunch
still
of Arby's,
19
but
more
I'm gonna take
cans.
He-Man out of the
As-
bin
It's
to
a
now.
net gain. No matter how you look at it, it is a net sum gain of extra. If that person ever crossed that box, less people would be eating right now. You can say, oh, the one guy. Okay,
Imagine-
but the 19.
It's
It's
like
not
that's
taking
like saying,
away from your donation.
That's like saying you
We're not
wouldn't
judging you
donate
based
the
on the
20
donation
if there
you
wasn't
made.
at least
But
one.
But here's the
Hold
underlying.
on, you took-
Wait,
Here's
wait,
the-
wait,
hold on.
wait,
Here,
wait.
here's the underlining issue with what
No.
you're saying. You're basically saying that it's okay to do that.
It's a chance.
But if everybody did that, there would be no cans in the
If
donation
everybody
bin.
donated 20 and took one, we would be going up 19 exponentially.
True.
Versus people who are donating nothing at all and they have a fucking opinion and say, oh, that guy's a piece of shit. He took one can,
It's like,
but
are
he
you
gave
as
20.
much of a piece of shit
Sweet.
as somebody who just took a can and didn't put anything in? No. But you're not totally fucking.
I think
insane.
you're a better person than somebody that does nothing at all. And that was my whole thing is I saw that cup of noodles and I'm like, I want that cup of noodles. But I didn't take it because I knew that you motherfuckers would judge me even though you gave nothing.
No, it's not that. It's your own conscience telling you this is fucking
Yes,
wrong.
that's, yeah,
Well, it's-
exactly.
And
That's-
so
But
you're
it's not
projecting on your friends.
internal.
It's not
And you're trying
my,
to seek validation from external sources.
it's not my own
when it's not
conscience. It's
there.
the collective
because
consciousness
you know
that's
it's
making
wrong.
the decision.
So that's why you're questioning it.
No,
Because if
I
it
don't
was
think it is
totally
wrong. I don't
then
think
you
it
wouldn't
is.
even question it.
I don't think it
My
is wrong.
God.
I don't. I think that's
All I'm
more people
saying.
are being fed by that person than less. So
Selig said I took 50 cents from a donation box and exchanged it for $1.
so what? They got an extra 50 cents at the end.
He broke
Good
change.
guy.
He broke change.
Yeah, you
So
breaking
he gave
change.
50 cents.
I'm breaking
you know?
change. I could have just kept one of the cans of soup, but I like that flavor better. I swapped vegetable soup for minestrone.
These people
Oh,
lost enough. They got to take more from them. Get the
you're
fuck
not
outta
taking.
here.
You're giving. You are
just
giving
fucked,
cans
though.
of soup.
Minestrone is good.
He doesn't. Was he
That's
doesn't
not my,
like
that's not my
minestrone?
go-to. Yeah, no.
I have to go. Tortellini soup is my favorite.
Love minestrone.
Italian wedding.
Italian way?
Yeah. Little meatballs.
The problem is the meatballs aren't always good. You know,
I
it's
like
hit or
beef and
miss.
barley
Italian
soup.
wedding.
That
We'll make
shit's
it.
good.
Homemade.
No, we
Well,
make
if it's homemade, then yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're getting like cans,
it.
from
Sam makes
Progresso,
it great.
you know what? I don't like meatballs.
What? Oh my
I don't like
God.
meatballs.
You don't like cannolis either.
Who makes these fucking meatballs?
Well, hold on. No, it's
Who's making the
it's
meatballs
not even
and what are they
about.
made
It's
of?
not even
I get
about.
because it's just ground beef if you fuck it up.
Well, there's that, but also it's
called
not even
seasoning
about
and
that.
Egg and fuck. What,
It's the name, meatball. I can't think of anything more unappetizing. Do you want to eat a
What are you gonna
meatball?
call it? A meat
ball
spear?
of
What
meat?
the fuck?
Well, what do they call spaghetti? Do they call spaghetti fucking
It's an
strands of?
Italian word.
It's an Italian word. Why isn't
Flour
there a nice
noodles?
word for
Yeah,
meatball?
just
Why didn't they come
give
up
it
with a
Joe's
nice word for
face.
meatball,
That's
like
really close.
fuga la fagla or something? I don't fucking know.
Fuga la
Something that
fagla.
doesn't make me think I'm eating a ball of meat. That's fucking like the most carnal
Hey,
fucking.
Joe, you want some spaghetti or food?
You want a ball of meat? You fucking sick fuck.
like steak. What do you think steak? Like a
Steak isn't called fucking animal meat. It's called steak. There's a word for it.
How about a burger ball?
That sounds disgusting. Anything balled up in a food sense,
It's a ball.
I'm trying to think of like
Meatloaf. I mean, it's like a
meatloaf
loaf.
is also
Yeah,
a
it's-
disgusting name. I think.
But I don't like meatloaf, the food. I like the singer, but not the food.
I like a good meatloaf is great.
So you don't like
Mashed
meatballs.
potatoes?
You don't like the name.
I don't like the name. I lose my appetite when I think I'm eating a ball of meat.
But I don't not like meatloaf because it's called meatloaf. I don't like meatloaf because I don't like how it tastes.
Yeah, I don't like meatloaf either.
If it's made right,
I made a good one.
made right.
I
I've
actually
never had
just,
a
I
meatloaf.
just
We have a
made
running
good one.
joke in my
2 weeks
family. Whenever my parents used to make meatloaf, my mom would make meatloaf as a kid. There would be a huge fight between my parents.
My mother never made meatloaf.
There would be a huge blowout, like
You're not
verge
doing
of
it right.
divorce fight if meatloaf was made in the house. I don't know.
I
What's
would,
the curse
I would
of the
do
meatloaf?
anything for love, but I won't do that.
Won't
I
do
won't
that.
eat that.
Won't do that.
And I would do anything for love,
But I can't do that.
but I won't eat meatballs.
Well, it's just a gross name. Hell said, "What if your parent made cookies for a bake sale for charity in elementary school? Should you be able to take some of them cookies for free?" Well, cookies are perishable, so if you're doing a charity event, you're giving cookies. You're just giving them you're giving a homeless guy cookies. That's not good. They're gonna.
No, they're
Homemade
usually
cookies?
Raising money, you dick.
Okay, let's say
They have
raising
like
money.
a bake sale.
I gotta
People
go.
pay
Selling
for
the cookies.
People pay for the cookies, and
So
the
now
money
you
that they
stole
make
the
goes to
profits
the.
from those
It'll be up in
cookies.
6 hours.
I guarantee you, every one of
I
those
hope you remember
people's
this.
fucking filching cookies,
I'll be thinking.
and you motherfuckers would be eating cookies on the fucking side. Don't even act like you
Help.
wouldn't.
Yeah, and my mom would be like, "Those aren't for you," and I'd be like, "Oh shit!" All right.
Yeah, and then you would have still fucking snuck
I didn't
it
even
anyway.
eat the Entenmann's. My mother told me don't eat the
No,
Entenmann's.
it's on
top of the fridge.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's for the holiday.
It's for
You
customers.
It's for the
can't-
guests.
It's for company.
For the
Yeah,
guests,
when
yeah.
people come randomly up to the
Yeah.
door and knock. Hey,
Yeah,
a
don't
beer.
eat the Entenmann's. It's for the
They
company.
get to eat the meat.
You could have these shitty cupcakes, but don't eat the Entenmann's.
All right, we're gonna throw
Am I
a
wrong?
poll up about this. We
The
gotta
dry-
get the final
We'll
decision.
throw a
from-
pole up with the toilet seat up.
Yeah, the toilet seat,
lightning
and the
pole.
fucking other
Turlet,
thing.
he says.
The turlet.
In the toilet.
T-U-R-T,
Burlet.
turlet.
Turlet.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, turlet.
Help!
Hulkamania?
All right, guys, this has been an interesting episode of Break Room Podcast.
Fucking day.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
uh,
They said it was the best episode yet this year.
One for the
Yeah.
books. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the show, welcome, and please hit
You're
that
not.
subscribe and that follow button.
I won't be here
If you're
next
not
week.
new to the show, thank you for sticking with us. and
Happy
the
birthday, Vin.
insanity of the
Regulars.
show. Happy birthday to Vin because he
Oh,
will
yeah,
not be
thanks.
here next week.
What are you, 40?
And Lance
Me,
Storm.
John,
close.
me.
Miami Beach.
Gucci's, and may the force
Vice City.
be with you.
Three, two, one.
Oh, show!
Oh, it's Titus
my
O'Neil.
God, the kicking table and the computer just shut. That is, no one was mad that you cut the whole. You can go anywhere.
Do I do with that?
And the Macho Madness and the Hulkamania.
On top of that, you're the best wrestler of all time. So I absolutely adore you.
For being the cream of the crop, yeah.
Let's go!
Fucking idiot, you have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
God.
They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5. You fucking suckers! Is that the end of it? Or
Every pixel of the game engine into the face.
Can't say
That
it.
Dallas.
what did you know? And that's like part of my Christmas